runs cold, just straight up fragger, insane with the AUG, and I'm looking for her to really step up, give some support to GFI with the rest of the squad to give themselves a good chance of winning this best of 3.
Map number 1 going to be underway here. Dust 2 to kick it all off between Orange.Sphynx and Phoenix.
I know, it really messes you up, right?
CT side going to be held by Orange.Sphynx right here. Pretty standard split, 3-2. One going to be holding on to mid, but the full rush comes out onto B site. It's going to be led by DCorgaze trying to find the entry frag onto window. Not going to be able to find it, but a lot of damage being applied to Argent.
Orange going for a full retake on B. They're going to need to have some players go on the flank through B tunnels, which will be GFI and Alaska. Looks like they're going to be going that way. Orange with a stick, one tap, going onto the B plat, opening up the defense for them to get the retake going on. Alaska making their way through tunnels with Mish holding that flank.
A few more shots coming out. Mish trying to drop down Argent, able to find at least a few remaining taps to drop her out of the game. Jasmine isn't going to be going out. Eve as well. 2 remaining members here for Orange.Sphynx. GFI and Alaska combating against the likes of 2 members of Phoenix 2v2. Mark that 2v1. GFI going to be able to find the trade now. Alel going down as well. And that's going to be the round secure here coming in for Orange.Sphynx.
Yeah, it was absolutely a sick shot by GFI to open that up. It's going to be close on the defuse. She should be able to get this, but it's going to come down to the last second here. And just barely gets it with like no time. We're going to see this in the next round. Maybe they'll show it on the screen how close that defuse actually was. But honestly, that is a little bit lucky to win that game because on that flank, they were going through the window and the double door. They went a little too early, and the flankers weren't able to support them as well on that retake. But in the end, GFI coming up clutch on that last shot to defuse with no time left.
An 11th hour defuse coming out from Orange.Sphynx to put them 1-0 here after the pistol round of the first half.
But look at that, though. Phoenix going for that second round bye. We have not seen them really do this at all. They've been, most of the time, electing to just completely save and then buy in the third. This is the first time we've seen this come out, and they're going to go work into a default setup to start this round.
Going to be holding on here. Eve with the SMG prepped and ready to spray down on any of the members of Phoenix who do get spotted out here holding on to Cat. Arel and her teammate Mish will be starting to push around here.
Alel's going to be coming key on this strategy because she's the only one on her team with the AK trying to spot these players from distance. Going to be the one to look out for to open up the attack when they want to make that decision of what side they want to go to. They have the catwalk pressure taken control of. Allows them to go through any strat that they want. Orange playing really passive for a defense, especially with no utility. It's going to be hard pressed to hold this when Phoenix does decide to attack.
Arel still going to be holding on to that catwalk push, not over-aggressing into this just yet. Jasmineism holding on to it with the USP. But a very slow play here coming out of both teams. But the rotation's starting to come in. Bomb going to be rotating Cat. It looks like this is where Phoenix is going to be deciding to push. Jasmineism finding a nice SMG frag though on to me. She's looking for the second one, not able to find it. The trade comes in by Kohibi.
And look at that. Phoenix is going to be able to walk into this site with that one kill to a 4-on-4 retake from Orange. They're going to have the catwalk pressure from GFI as well from the spawn. It's going to be a 2-2 split here for the retake. Very hard for them to do that, but to have this smoke for cover. Alaska trying to find a way and pop flash potential coming through, but they're just going to run through the smoke right now and get the first kill on DCorgaze. Getting traded up by Kohibi, coming up huge. Getting the 3 kill with the MAC-10.
A bit of an unconventional play coming out from Phoenix here in the second round of the map, but it ends up playing in favor for them. Tied up now 1-1 going into the third round.
Good job by Phoenix going for the second round bye, surprising Orange on that bye. They haven't done that so far in the previous best of 3, something new. Out of these 2 teams coming to this best of 3, considering they already played yesterday, it's going to really come down to which team is going to be able to adapt the best coming into these maps, considering they know each other very well, and there's been a lot of matches in this tournament to watch in terms of strategies. How are they going to adapt coming into this best of 3? That's going to basically separate the two from right now. We're going to see another B rush coming in with here. Argent on the deagle with the defense.
Very fast B rush coming out. Argent trying to hold on to it, not going to be able to do so. Tag down to 47, mark that 20 HP, and ultimately going to be wiped out of the game. Window held by Eve, able to find one frag from that angle. Evening out to a 4v4. Plank going down for Arel. As CT side starts to at least rotate. 2 going to be going through mid, 2 through lower B tons on a flank.
GFI has to delay this flank just a little bit. That smoke as cover. Smoke's everywhere right now. See the HE pre-nade coming onto the window. Eve has played pretty huge on these save runs with the CZ, winning one last night on Dust 2 with that CZ getting a double kill on the flank towards Cat. Going to be a 4-4 retake here, unless they're just looking for exit kills here to really put Phoenix's economy on the backbone.
Time will tell here soon, Garrett. It's do or die now. Alel going to be trying to spray through B doors, not able to find any type of connection, but the full disengage now coming out, and it looking like Orange.Sphynx is going to be trying to find the exit frags. Able to find one, mark that now two, but it's going to be traded out. GFI and Alaska going down. But it is going to be at least a good save here, at least for the members.
That's a pretty good save.
Yeah, pretty good for Orange.Sphynx right now.
Unable to pick up a weapon, but still getting 4 kills. Sorry, yeah, 4 kills there. Really puts Phoenix down the economy, so if Orange is able to win the next gun round, they can really at least keep the economy in check, because you don't want them to run away with it. Phoenix won a lot of pistol rounds last night to start off each map and get really a lot of control with the economy.
4 out of the 6.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Just going, I remember there was one round, I think it was on Mirage, you're up like by 12K with the economy, then Orange being able to come back on that. Kohabi taking a long A aggression. Looks like it's going to be a 4-man take of it.
Kohabi is about to be able to take the peek here. Going to be Molotoving off onto Carr. Mish now going to be prepping for this push through long A very shortly. Azarel now takes the peek. Not going to be seeing any resistance just yet. Smoke's going to be at least crossing off. As GFI holds strong, waiting for the impending push coming out of Phoenix. And here it is. Mish going to be able to find the first frag onto GFI. Decorgaze as well onto Argent. 2 drop down for Orange.Sphynx.
Not much here they can do with Decorgaze playing catwalk in the first kill on Jasmine. Eve getting able to trade that. Bomb has now been playing Eve on her lonesome with the CZ. Can elect to save this as well and try to find a weapon. But it looks like it's going to be too hard, because Phoenix has got her pinned down, dead to rights.
And the flank coming in here from Alel is able to find the kill with the AK headshot, and Phoenix secures another round here on Dust 2.
So far, I like what Phoenix has been doing. They usually spread out a lot on these first few gun rounds, but instead sticking together, making it hard for Orange to get any kind of momentum going. Phoenix just trading and going on numbers alone. Looking into this first gun round, low utility on Orange's side. Phoenix loaded with the utility. Got control here, expect to see a default setup, which you see coming through. Kohabi putting a lot of pressure towards long A, most likely trying to drop the nades.
This is the point where Phoenix looks to exploit their current advantage over the members of Orange.Sphynx. 3-1 lead as it stands, entering into round number 5. It is going to be a 2-person push down mid. Holding onto the doors will be Mish with the AK. Spots out at least Eve. Eve spots her as well. Shots coming in will be connecting. 76 HP for Mish.
Phoenix showing a lot of pressure towards middle early in this round. Electing to take that catwalk control, but they have not gotten it up just yet. GFI going to be holding it on her own, doing exactly what Kohabi does on their side, but they're going to be taking middle right now. Eve getting the first kill. Kohabi dropping out, trying to find that initial pick.
Very important for Eve to find, but she's going to be traded out as well by Decorgaze. 2 frags go coming in. GFI as well as Argent picking up 2 kills. Immediately, though, going to be traded out. Alel, the only member left for Phoenix, is going to be trying to find a plan here. Fakes it, trying to draw out the presence of GFI through window, not able to do so, and we'll be going for one more fake. GFI not going to be falling for the bait here just yet. And now the ultimate plan. Oh, nope. Going to be pulling off of it once again. The baits aren't working. Orange.Sphynx knows better than to peek around this. And there it is. GFI pops up just in the nick of time and is able to find Alel. Round victory going over towards Orange.Sphynx. 2-3 as it stands.
Just one too many. GFI was not going to fall for it the third time.
Not the most experienced player here at the tournament, Garrett. 15 years of CS competitive under her belt, as they look to at least tie it up here in round number 6.
Phoenix tried to do a split towards B there, with the timings were off just a little bit, coming up mid too early, and going out B a little bit too early, not waiting for the mid players to really put in some damage, try to find some picks and get the distraction going on. B was able to get focused. Flash is coming over towards long, trying to drop the nades. There will be none from Orange side being thrown.
Mish starting to at least push up here on to A long. We'll be trying to peek the corner. Spots out Alaska right in the retreat as the smoke comes off, stalling Mish right in her tracks.
GFI getting a little overextending towards middle, peak, and that double door getting picked off by Alel. Alel had a bunch of huge rounds last night, very clutch coming in with these picks when they were down numbers previously. Getting an entry for them, for Phoenix in this round, 3-2 scoreline. Looking to go for that mid B split again. Looks this might be something they're going to try to set the tone with early in this half.
Well, with GFI already down, they certainly have the advantage to play off of this strategy. Now 3 going to be rotating through mid. LL going to be picking up the first kill onto Argent. Another one coming out from the same player onto Eve. Now with 2 remaining members of Orange.Sphynx, they're going to be looking here to save, because they're not going to be able to combat against the full 5-member plant on a B site.
That was a much better take by Phoenix to split the B site. The players up middle were almost at the window / double doors before the teammates and Phoenix were at B tunnel coming out into B. A lot better timing overall, and obviously it gets helped a lot by the fact that GFI got picked early, and she was a CT spawn player that would be basically delaying middle as long as she could. Getting that pick early in the round by Phoenix really set that up perfectly, but overall getting the round with all 5 surviving, pretty good job by Phoenix to start off 4-2. Now Orange, this is where it comes in a little tricky. That's twice in a row on gun rounds that Phoenix has done a mid-B split. Yep. So that's going to be on the back of Orange's mind going forward, and it sets up Phoenix to potentially start taking A little bit easier now going forward in the rest of the half.
Well, at this stage of the game, in the final best of 3, which determines which of these 2 teams will be going to Spain to compete on DreamHack's main stage for the CSGO tournament. It's you're going to need a bit of a playbook here, Garrett. You can't lend yourself to any type of predictable maneuvers whatsoever, especially at this tier of competitive play. Round number 7 will be underway shortly as Phoenix looks to continue to extend this lead, but so far it has been neck and neck in between these 2 teams.
Alaska and Jasmine having those rifles saved off from the last round, trying to find an aggressive pick early in this round would be the best course of action. Looks like they're going to be staying roughly around the middle, aware of that potential mid-B split again, but it looks like Phoenix is going to be taking over towards long A, setting that pressure right now, smoking across. Not moving up just yet, trying to draw out the counter nades, and they're going to be making that step up right now, but the catwalk players are not near enough to support.
GFI going to be tagged down by that HE nade on mid doors. Will we drop down and out of the game as she gets fragged onto by Aurel. DeCorge is able to find not 1 but 2 onto Argent and Eve. Now looking worse for wear here for Orange.Sphynx with only 2 remaining members. Deja vu to the previous round where the 5-person plant came out for Phoenix on a B site. This time it's A site, but affected the same type of efficiency here for Phoenix.
Perfect call by Phoenix that round. Once again, recognizing Orange does not have a full, strong buy. And when they realize that these buys are coming in, they've been sticking together rather than spreading out apart. And again, attacking the extremities of the sites, of the map, keeps the pressure away from them in terms of being shot from multiple different angles, keeping it simple, keeping it safe. 5 as a group, very low risk of losing the round when you do such things against low buys. Basically just keeping the enemies in front of them. So good job by Phoenix to show a wide range of strategies so far. Both sides of the map being hit out evenly. And now Orange has to understand and try to think about what is Phoenix going to do. But if Orange just wants to sit back on the defense, Phoenix right now is looking pretty good to pick them apart.
Here's the thing, though. It's still early in the first half. With only a 3-round lead over Orange.Sphynx, they certainly still have an opportunity to get a read on what Phoenix is doing here and possibly put up a bit more of resistance in that regard. But as it stands, 5-2.
We see the op coming out on Eve. This is something we didn't see much of yesterday, was the op being brought out.
Only player, I believe, of this Orange.Sphynx squad we've seen really utilize the op was GFI, and that was only for maybe a few rounds at most the other day. Even
had a couple rounds max, but again, they rely mostly on their rifles. And same with Phoenix too. You have to give it to them as well. They just stick to the rifles mainly, but the ops can really set a good presence. And there is the first pick in middle, talking about the op right there. Eve opening it up for her team.
Last few rounds, it's been Phoenix finding the first frags of the game. Eve turning the tables. As GFI going to be holding on to Cat. A few shots aiming at her direction. We'll be sending her back now to A site to hold in that position.
Orange playing a really separated setup right now, not able to truly support each other, but GFI is going to fall back towards her op. 3-2 set up towards B and A here. Mish trying to find some nades onto Catwalk. It looks like they're going to want to regroup here. They don't know what exactly to do, but retaking Catwalk would be a good start. Maybe do a mid-B split here because the players towards A are separated. The closest one will be GFI if she wants to drop into CT spawn.
Bomb is starting to at least work its way down mid. Not going to be boosted up just yet, and it's going to be a mid-rotation as 3 of the members of Phoenix start to make that exit. Eve, though, with another AWP shot onto Mish. Argent now onto Alel. Just going to be 2 remaining members of Phoenix trying to get the bomb plant on to B site. But the bomb is going to be sitting here in window, held by DeCorge. The frag going to be missing that angle, won't be going into B site. And now DeCorge has to retreat off of that, caught out in the mid by Jasmine. Round win going over towards Orange.Sphynx.
Excellent round by Eve, and that's the op presence on the map really showing up. We didn't see again, I don't like to harp on it too much, but I have to again. We did not see the op being brought out much yesterday. Phoenix won the best of 3, and Orange is looking to try to change up the strategies just a little bit on their CT sides, breaking out that op on Eve early, setting the tone with 3 kills. That's going to get her to feel a little bit more confident. Now maybe we'll see some more aggression of her with that op peeking towards middle, but Alel picking up one herself.
Alel has shown herself to be a very powerful op user so far throughout the tournament. Will be aiming down onto double door, not able to find anything just yet in mid. that certainly is a strong consideration. The ops coming in huge right now for Orange.Sphynx as they look to at least apply some pressure mid, make Phoenix think twice about crossing through that area.
Eve spotted 3 crossing to be early. It might deter her from calling something towards a 3-2 mid-B split, but Kohabi is really close on GFI here and it comes to peak. Just straight up dry. GFI takes a one-on-one aim duel, dropping down Kohabi. Jasmine making his push towards long A with a beautiful angle, being able to open that one up against Misha. And down to a 5v3 situation. 2 individual battles taken for the win. The rest of the players working towards B. Argent, with that AUG, has shown that she is deadly in this position with support from Eve at the double door.
Holding that op, Rel going to be creeping around here through upper B tons. A quick rotation, though, coming out from the bomb through lower. Trying to possibly find a different angle of approach. Molotov going to be coming out, zoning off any type of push coming from D. Corgis in upper B rather.
LL's been moving around towards long A with that op, trying to find a way to open it up, checking in case there's any player flanking. Aurel's going to be flashing over towards middle. It looks like they might go up towards catwalk, understanding that there's very low things that they can do here, and maybe wanting to take that long battle with LL towards long A. Decoy Gaze getting to fight middle with GFI, getting taken down to 19 HP.
Only 20 seconds left. It's do or die right now for Phoenix if they want to get that bomb planted. LL, though, going to be dropped down as well as Aurel. 1 member remaining. D. Corgis finds the frag on the GFI. Mark that now 2 on Argent. 1 more player sitting mid. It's going to be Eve with the op. She ends up going for the USP, finds the game-winning frag. And it's going to be 4-5 now as we roll into round number 10.
Orange should recognize now that Phoenix is a little bit lower on the economy side. Eve playing around middle with the op, supporting towards B. Getting another 1 kill with it. Again, the op presence showing a little more this time on this Big O3. Phoenix has to try to figure out what to do now with that strong defense by Orange. Orange is electing to sit back mainly with only GFI really showing the only signs of aggression, playing solo on catwalk, which we did not see her do much of yesterday on this map. So that is a change in the strategies that they had. We talked about they're playing the same team on the same maps in this best of 3, just a different order. The team that wants to adapt and change their strategies are going to be the teams that are going to come out on top. Electing to do the same thing over and over again might not pan out for them.
Well, you know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing.
I was going to say that.
All right, Garrett, our wavelengths are definitely connected here. But round number 10 going to be underway as Phoenix looks to not give away any type of a lead back over towards Orange.Sphynx. Currently holding a 1-round advantage as Mish dominantly pushes out onto A long. It's going to be a full push here coming out. 3 of the members of this Phoenix team aggressively pushing down. Alaska going to be holding on to A site now, wrapping around back to Cat where Jasmine's holding as well.
It'll be a 3-2 split here with long A taking aggression first. Eve trying to spot the catwalk push, but right now the cross is coming in towards A. The catwalk coming in flank late. Eve getting the first pick on that catwalk push.
Another one coming out from Jasmine does them on the D. Corgis. It's going to be 3 remaining members for Phoenix here. Alaska, though, taking a lot of damage from that Molotov. We'll have to be a little bit more careful here throughout the rest of the round. A minute and 10 seconds remaining. The bomb going to be planted onto A site.
Phoenix completely pushed back passive. They have only a couple flashes to work. GFI making the push towards CT spawn. Getting the first pick on Kohabi. Getting traded out now by Eve. Mish going to be all on her own game. Picked off by Eve again. Coming up huge with another 3K round. This is what we need to see. Argent and GFI have been the main 2 players on this Orange squad who's been carrying for them throughout this event and in a do-or-die situation in this best of 3 to get that last spot to DreamHack. It's about the other players trying to step up, and Eve right now with 13 kills, breaking out the op is really showing that she's up for the challenge and setting her team apart right now, bringing it back to a 5-5 score.
And that's what you need right now here in the final best of 3, which again is one of the championship rounds leading into DreamHack. You need every member of your team to be able to step up. And this map, it's going to be Eve. Huge, huge game so far with the AWP, keeping her and her team essentially in this game versus Phoenix.
Eve's feeling really good with that op, playing a little more aggressive towards middle, understanding that Phoenix is low on money, finding another pick. Excellent shot. Where was this yesterday when they needed it, but coming up huge right now in the do or die. GFI making a rotation back towards A, realizing that the A hit is coming up. For taking catwalk, Alaska going to be playing from car.
Molotov's going to be going out, trying to at least find some zoning pressure on the push coming out from Phoenix onto A site. Alel going to be dropped down very low. Mish out of the game, but GFI gets traded by Alel with a deagle.
Alaska trying to find an opening pick. GFI trying to find another one in the rotation. Alel getting taken down to 4 HP. Kohabi on 5 is going to be very low. Trying to do the retake right now. Everyone's got to take a fight right now. Aurel going to be taken off one on catwalk. That's what the last 2 players are. And a 3v2. They got enough nades and smokes and flashes to keep him back. It should be an easy defuse.
Only one more member remaining. Aurel going for the full save here through lower B tons as Jasmine for Orange.Sphynx finds the defuse, and now ultimately they take the lead. 1 round advantage now going away from Phoenix over towards Orange.
Yeah, Orange has got all the momentum behind them right now. It was 5-1, bringing it back to 6-5. I was surprised by Phoenix getting off to the good start after having that long break, and it looked like Orange might have been on the back heels, but now they're starting to turn it back in their favor. But we saw us yesterday as well. This was a back and forth affair, and it came down to last night a bunch of save rounds that were being given away on both sides. So far, that has not happened just yet, but the trend continues that it's just going to be a back and forth affair, and we're looking to have a close game going forward in these next 3 maps potentially.
Yeah, technically you could even call this a closer match than we saw yesterday. It's really back and forth here, where it was really just kind of runs from both teams in the previous few days.
Shot again.
Eve continues to be such an impact player. GFI able to find the frag onto Kohebe. Now 2 as Alaska finds 1 more. GFI is absolutely dominating here with Eve and the rest of her team. Just going to be Aurel once again. 51 HP holding on with the AUG on a Cat, pulling back through mid, and she's going to be spotted. Eve with the op continues to pop heads.
Yeah, Phoenix needs to find an answer towards Eve. Eve is just having a field day towards middle. There's not enough smokes for cover, and Phoenix are relying on set strats to execute towards A and B, and it's just not working out. Need to fall back into a default setup and smoke and flash back the opera, so they're not going to get picked off that easily. But if you look at the money on Orange's side, they are just loaded completely, going to be able to buy out the rest of the half no matter if they win or lose. Phoenix on the back heels, they need to change up the way they're playing in order to find some rounds to end the half.
Mish and Aurel having a tough time finding any type of success here in this first map of the best of 3 series. A full push going to be coming out from Phoenix through upper B tons, stalled a little bit by that Molotov. Smokes come out, going to be diffusing that area of the map. And now the push comes out. Argent finds the first frag onto Phoenix. Immediately, though, going to be traded out. Eve with another op kill onto Kohebe. 3v3 scenario.
This is where we need to see that flank by Orange. GFI has been the one that's been doing it for them mainly so far, and you see it right now. Jasmine's going to be making that approach. Bomb has not been planned, still a minute 20 left. There is no rush. Utility coming out. Decoy is playing this tight corner. Has a smoke for double doors. A delay a little bit longer. It's going to come down to Mish, not holding that flank, though. And this is going to be wide open. A complete opportunity here for Jasmine.
Looking for that Molotov on back plat. As Eve continues to hold on to window. It's going to be soon here. Jasmine able to find that Molotov onto Aurel. Mish going to be able to find the trade back onto Alaska, as well as onto Eve. Decorgates with the round-winning kill onto Jasmine, bringing us back up to a 7-6 scoreline.
Good call by Phoenix to switch it up and change the pace of the round to just rush B. They did it a couple times last night against Argent. Argent, unfortunately, unable to connect with the AUG on that entry. Only able to pick up the 1. It looks like they might want to even figure about doing that again. They have the spawns for it. As long as they have the smoke prime for that initial molly to come in, it is a good strat to do. Catching off Orange with just 2 players able to defend. Not much support. And it looks like they're going to go back into their default. Again, the key here is they got to push back and flash back Eve, so she's not going to be able to get these free shots off towards middle. You see the smoke come out towards Xbox.
So at least starting to combat the likes of that crazy AWPer on the side of Orange.Sphynx. Not able to find those shots that have been so successful for Eve in the previous few rounds.
Looks like they might just move back into that mid pressure. They've been trying to do this a couple times with picks. It might even be a full execute towards the mid B split again. They found success with it very early in the round, in the half. Got to pick up that bomb though. Can't leave that one behind. Jasmine is in a good position to start a flank if she feels the need to, with the no pressure towards long A. The smoke's coming over.
Bomb going to be handed off through lower B tons as 3 of the members of Phoenix looks to take that mid wrap on the B site. And here it goes in full effect. But 2 of the members of Orange.Sphynx are in CT prepped and ready. The shots come out. 2 of the frags going to be coming out on Phoenix early on, but immediately going to be traded out with a 2K on by Hillel rather. 2v2 scenario. Argent going to be dropped down 1v2 in favor of Phoenix, who looks to try to get the plant here on B site.
It's going to be a hard retake to do, but she has 2 flashes and the smoke able to. All she has to do is just isolate the 1 with the flash and peek the other. That's their best chance of doing this, but we have Hillel watching for the window. Just going in dry.
Jasmine able to find 1 frag, mark that now 2, and she will be having ample time to get that defuse, continuing to at least hold on to the lead for Orange.Sphynx.
Very unusual decision for Jasmine to make there, just peeking the window dry without any of her nades being used, just electing to take the one-on-one battles. But unfortunately, I believe it was Hillel was the one at the car that would miss the initial shots and gave Jasmine the opportunity to connect. A sick 1v2 for her to get that round. Phoenix played that very well, able to get the 2 players in CT spawn. But Orange, in the end, coming up huge with clutch rounds. We saw it yesterday where GFI and a couple others had massive clutch rounds to give themselves a chance to win some much-needed rounds when they elect. Well, overall, we're just down in numbers.
Right.
Coming in huge once again. Deco Gaze has the op this time.
Different member of Phoenix will be trying to opt down mid this time around. Mish going to be holding on. Also, but Eve, she was able to save that op. Jasmine picking it up after that defuse in the previous round.
Has a sliver peek, trying to catch someone going towards the Xbox. Might find it right here, just barely missing that one. But now Phoenix has the information where the op is, and the fact is that they know that's towards B. That most likely means Orange has only 2 towards A, so this will be a great time to hit that site.
Two of the members
of
Phoenix looking to prep this on the Cat. Decorga is trying to op around the corner, not able to find the frag on to site. But Alaska will still be holding on here for Orange.Sphynx. Eve with the AWP onto Alel will be dropping out the first member of Phoenix of the round.
Aurel trying to take this fight against the Argent God on the Hog. Unable to connect to bring him down completely, but still low HP. And they're going to go into another mid-B split, but the bomb is on Catwalk.
Bit of a miscalculation here for Phoenix as they started to make that rotation. One of their players, Mish, going to be wrapping back around to pick that bomb up. And now start the rotation. 2 players going through upper B tons. Need to be careful about what's prepped and ready by Argent here in back plat. She's able to find not 1, but now 2 onto Aurel and Decorga as GFI onto Mish. Just going to be Kohibe, and she's spotted out. Now going to be 9-6 as we roll into the first half of map number 1.
Gotta give Orange a lot of credit there. They were down 5-1 and finding the next 8 of the next 9 rounds to win that half. Showing themselves very deadly on that defense. Although they played very passive across the map, there was just nothing that Phoenix was doing on their T side to give themselves a chance, or electing to go with pure just set strats. And honestly, it just came down to the individuals on Orange's side that basically picked up the kills that they needed. It wasn't even much about teamwork, just overall raw talent from the likes of GFI, Argent, and Eve stepping up huge. Jasmine with the flanks as well.
As far as Dust 2 is concerned, Garrett, I really feel that Orange.Sphynx has positioned every single one of their 5 players in the proper position. You've got Eve on the AWP in mid. She's been such a huge impact for her team. Pretty much one of the main reasons why they are ahead going into the second half.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to go into the next half. Again, the strategy need to change a little bit. Phoenix understanding that maybe they've been watching the demos from the previous matches. Got to change up the strategy just a little bit. They showed the exact same ones yesterday on this map, so nothing seems to have changed that much. So maybe on the city side, Kohibe is going to come down huge on her defense of Catwalk. She's been playing it solo. Maybe she's going to get a little bit more support this time, or something has to change on Phoenix's side, because right now they're looking a little stagnant.
Orange.Sphynx transferring over to the T side of things, looking to continue to extend this lead here in map number 1 of the best of 3 series. Again, in the previous best of 3, Orange had a commanding finish here on Dust 2 and are looking for a repeat of that. Kohibe trying to hold on, able to find the first frag with the USP, but immediately going to be traded out by Eve, 4v4.
Awkward position for Kohibe to just pick up the one there, but going for 1 for 1, but now Deco Gaze getting picked off towards CT spawn, and that will be Mish as well, taking some ill-advised fights. That is not the best angle you want, especially when you're trying to hold that catwalk push. It's going to leave Jasmine all on himself on catwalk, able to pick up Alel, and that's going to be 4v1. Orange continuing the momentum that they got from the last half, bringing it into the pistol.
And this just means that op is going to be in the hands of Eve even sooner here in the second half, which is pretty much one of the major win conditions for Orange.Sphynx as they verse off against Phoenix here in a rematch best of 3 on the final day.
Yeah, especially on their own pick. Aurel find the pick. Oh my, she has a chance here.
Aurel says, hold on, casters. I've got something to say about that. Picking up nice 2K, going to be still a 2v1 scenario.
Unfortunately, the kit, though, was in stuck in CT spawn. Yeah. Otherwise, she had a chance.
Exactly, but a good effort. Nonetheless, she is going to be trying to combat at least some of the members here of Orange.Sphynx. Bomb goes off. Orange.Sphynx secures the first round here. The pistol round, now 1-1 for these teams.
Orange looking a lot stronger on their map choice.
Yes.
Last night picked Dust 2 as well, but looked a little flat. We expected a little bit more from them, but they ended up losing it pretty. It was a close match. Don't get me wrong, but they got lucky with a lot of rounds they won by winning these clutches or save rounds that really get the score line to catch up to be close than Phoenix's. But in the end, right now looking a lot stronger and smooth, connecting on all the shots that have made no mistakes just yet.
So if you're Orange, Garrett, you went home last night and this morning you did full VOD review on 2 different teams. Phoenix, yes, certainly you have done your preparation for them, and it looks like it here on Dust 2, it seems like they've got a much better read on the strategy being displayed by CT here than they did yesterday.
Yeah, it also helps when Eve's dropping 20 kills in the first half.
Oh, just a little bit.
Picking up that
Just a little
op.
bit.
Because, again, that was a big problem that Orange has had so far in this tournament. The op has not been a big presence for them on any of the matches that they played. And Eve coming up huge in that first half just shows you how impactful it can really be if they're hitting those shots. But in the end, going with the Mac 10 rush towards B, Jasmine spotting out middle.
It's going to be expected, though,
But
here
there's
from
5.
Phoenix. All 5 of CT going to be rotating over to B side, but the entry frags come out. That's going to be 4 kills, now 5, as Orange.Sphynx with a commanding push onto B side find a huge success.
It's a little unfortunate that Phoenix wasn't able to find one having 5 stacked towards B.
Yeah.
And now you're going to see the SMGs being held onto. There's absolutely no reason to drop it. So I would just expect another B rush.
Exactly.
I would expect another B rush to keep it close range, but we've seen a lot of teams just take the catwalk push. They did actually in the previous BO3 before this, they went catwalk and with the SMGs, which is an unusual decision to do, but in the end, it's up to them. I like to do a little bit more close quartered and do something towards B, but in the end, GFI can be taking long A by herself. This is an unusual decision right there on its own.
Definitely unusual. One player going to be positioned. It's DeCorges on car. 2 members going to be aggressively pushing up here for Phoenix around Cat. Might be spotting out one of the members of Orange.Sphynx very shortly here as Alaska and her teammates start to make the push. Yes, the frag going to be had. Kohaibe with the headshot onto Alaska.
Gabi continuing her streak of dominance on catwalk, but this time having some support from a teammate this time. Electing not to play solo as she's been doing so far in the tournament, but stay on catwalk. There's going to be continuous aggression. This is a big point of defense for Phoenix. They don't like to give up catwalk early. They like to have a strong defense of that rather than towards long A.
Push coming out. G5 going to be leading that with the Mac 10, able to at least hopefully get some shots off here. She's trying to find the peak, finds the headshot. Kohaibe gets dropped down and out. And this could, no, it's going to be a slow push. They're not going to be diverting over towards A. They're going to be wrapping back through lower tons over towards B.
It's going to be a hard take with the SMGs on the long range of the Morel with the M4 tunnel. That's going to be the initial kill on RJ. It comes in Michigan picked off by GFI. They're looking to a 2v1 in the backside. Getting the first kill there under pressure. Gets the GFI as well. And gets the third. Absolutely insane. Eve going through the window. She's going to be able to pick that up. Very hard defense by her, but able to do that. Gives them another round. It gives them some breathing room. But again, the economy is not secure in Orange. Enough to buy again.
Arel having a hell of a last stand there on B site, picking up the round win, 11-7, a 4-round lead still held by the members of Orange.Sphynx. Round number 19 going to be underway here, and yes, sure, yes, it's going to be a full AK stack on Orange.Sphynx, and they're going to be looking here to do something different, Garrett. They've fallen a little bit in the previous 2 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. It's a critical round because the economy on both teams are not set. Whoever wins this round is going to be in command, dominating command here going forward. Kohaibe playing on catwalk. It looks like she does have Alel with support once again, so they're going double up catwalk now. It's not going to be all her alone. Has the support, and again, there's no pressure towards long A, so this is a good time if they wanted to move up long A and distract them while they're on catwalk. It could work out perfectly. You see Eve is a solo player there. Going to make her way around that corner, but the pop flash coming in soon.
Kohaibe and Alel holding on to Cat. Push coming out, Alaska going to be leading the charge, spotted out immediately, too wide open of a peek, and Alel exploits it, but a double frag comes back in. Alel, Kohaibe going to be dropped down and out, frees up Cat, and now the car position. DeCorges is going to be removed from the game. A free plant on A side as the rotation comes back out for the 2 remaining members of Phoenix.
Looks like Phoenix is actually going to end up electing to go for this with very low utility on a 4v2 and the bomb down in A. Very low chance of winning this round unless they're electing to try to see if they can get some exit kills. Very ill-advised decision here to do this.
An aggressive play, a do-or-die play as they try to wrap around the corner. Able to find one, but not able to find the other, and that's going to be a round victory going over towards Orange.Sphynx, 12-7 scoreline.
Excellent call by Orange to put up 4 catwalk and just do a simple 4-1 take towards A. Last night, Orange was only sending 1 towards catwalk, and that's why Kohaibe was able to just have dominate control over it, just winning every individual battle. But now they've been doubling up, but Orange has been sending multiple units there, having a good trade. No pop flash came in, just elected to go with a drive. We saw it on Vertigo as well. They don't always like to go to the pop flash ways of taking sides. They just go dry and just rely on the numbers and completely just try to do the trades.
Boost going to be coming up on the Cat. That's going to be Kohaibe able to take that position once again. DeCorges is rotating off of car this time. Will be tagging up with her teammate. Holding on now very dominantly towards A site. The first frag comes out. Alaska with the AK spot onto DeCorges, popping this in favor right now of Orange.Sphynx once again as they look to try to execute possibly off of this cat position. Sitting around, Jasmine going to be able to find at least one. Now marked at 2 with the AK onto Alel and Norel. 1 member left. It's going to be Mish on a site. She's holding on to at least long. Is going to be spotted out. Argent with the AK takes her down 13-7 as Orange.Sphynx is starting to run away with map number 1.
I was just about to say Phoenix needs to call a timeout. They've been showing a very good job in this tournament calling timeouts and using all of them, even when they're close or winning, but even when they're winning. Once they lost a couple rounds, they like to call a timeout and just talk it over.
I mean, here's the thing. Timeouts aren't just to stall bad performances. They're also to keep good performances in check so that you don't get complacent in the final few rounds, or what could be the final few rounds of this map. Phoenix looking to at least climb out of this ditch, trying to claw back at the scoreline that is heavily favored over towards Orange.Sphynx.
We've seen them have comebacks before. They definitely have the capability, so they are not out of this map by any means. Seen the comebacks from them several times. Coach gave them their word on what they need to do strategy-wise, but this is a big deficit. Down 6 rounds on the CT side of Dust 2. It's going to be a long claw back, but they can definitely do it. But they need to change up the defense just a little bit, maybe do some more set aggression, which it looks like they might be doing because they have 4 towards A. But this is awkward timing because Orange is going 4 towards B.
It's almost like Orange.Sphynx expected this to happen for. We're going to be stacking here on upper B. One going to be wrapping here through mid. It's none other than GFI spotting out the rotation coming through CT. Not going to allow any of the members of Phoenix to push up on this. One member of Phoenix holds on the site and is going to be tapped down by GFI as a solid hold onto B comes out.
But the B flank has already started because of the catwalk aggression they had earlier in the round. It's going to be a matchup between Kohabi, and they're going to smoke awkward smoke.
Question mark?
Question mark.
Bomb goes down, though. 3 of the members of CT stalled out. A rotation coming in here from Mish, trying to wrap through lower B and get the flank.
That's a
with
better
her
smoke.
teammate, Kohabi.
That smoke right there just tells me this round's over. They cannot go for this.
No.
They should just save their weapons. There is no point, but at the same time, we've seen weird things happen before.
It's a suicide push. They
over.
come out of the flash. Oh, my gosh. Oh, almost as easy as they came, but there it is. 4 kills coming out. 14th round victory for Orange.Sphynx. They should not have played it like that, Garrett.
Yeah, if you're going to have 2 dedicated to the flank on the tunnels towards B, if you're getting smoked off, it's too hard to pop flash your way through that because if anyone's set up in the backup platform, if you can't molly them out, they're just going to have a field day with you, which is easy shots in a very tight tunnel.
I mean, Argent's been holding the back plat all today. She didn't do this yesterday when they were playing off against Phoenix, but now she is finding a lot of presence here in this map from that positioning.
For sure. And now we have GFI going towards B this round. She's been normally working default towards catwalk. Things change up just a little bit. Alaska going to be waiting around, smoking Xbox, trying to find some aggression. Alel with the pistol round, looking for trying to catch someone from B to cross towards Xbox. Very standard, but if you look at Phoenix's side, this is not a good way for them to win these pistol rounds. They're down in a lot of numbers, and they're just setting themselves up, spread out across the map, looking for one-on-one duels. They need to do something a little more creative than this. I talked about earlier in the first half. They're looking just a little bit stagnant. They got to change it up a little bit. They're getting too predictable.
I mean, Garrett, really what's looking like, it's looking like Orange.Sphynx just played a dominant game of Dust 2 in the previous best of 3, and that's exactly what they did here. Phoenix, again, coming off of a pretty long break here, about 3 hours since their morning games, but the frags come out. Argent with the first one on to Mish. Will be dropping her down and out, well down to 19% HP. As the members of Orange.Sphynx look to try to capitalize off of this. Another one going down. Alaska having a hell of a time here on the Cat GFI with the frag onto Alel. Now just 2 members remaining for Phoenix, and they're so split up, Garrett. Another goes down. D. Corge is out of here, and it's just Arel.
Yeah, I think you said it best there, that the fact that they've had 3 hours off in between these BO3s, that might have been enough time to just set them back and get them out of their rhythm. They had a long best of 3 earlier in the day, but that break in between might have brought them down. And Orange, playing previously 30 minutes before this map, was it was just on fire, and they can ride that momentum going into this map. And as you see from the scoreline, a big difference from the matchup yesterday. Yesterday was close across the board on all 3 maps, and right now Orange is looking very dominant. That break could be a huge factor.
Like I said, Garrett, Orange had 2 teams to prepare for coming into this match from last night's games. They knew exactly what they needed to do. The mistakes they made, they've shored them up, and now they're looking like a dominant force, a force to be reckoned with, a force that wants to go to DreamHack Valencia.
Gonna go elected back to the 3-2 split towards A. The timing a little bit different here. Orange has been attacking long A strong while the catwalk players wait and delay. But right now it's gonna be the catwalk players making the initial attack. Kohabi in the first entry onto Eve.
Not going to be affected by that. GFI trying to peek around as well. 3 of the members of Orange.Sphynx going out early here in round number 23 as Phoenix tries to hold on to this game, at least force it into overtime. But it's going to be a hell of a trek back there if they're trying to do just that. 8 rounds have to go in favor of Phoenix without giving any over to Orange.
Any kind of damage Orange can do here by getting some picks onto Phoenix can put a real dent in their economy for the buys going forward. But a clean win so far by Phoenix. If they're able to close this round out with 5 alive, could be exactly what they need to get some momentum to get back on their side.
Pretty much a breath of fresh air if Phoenix is able to walk away with this round win. Holding very silently, though, not going to be playing into Orange.Sphynx, instead letting them do exactly that. The push comes out, Jasmine around long A. Smoking out the cross now. Lines of sight not going to be held by DeCorge's Molotov as well. The zoning pressure continues to come in here. As the nade looks to try to connect, Argent dropped down to 29% HP, trying to spray down. Will not be able to find it as she is traded out by Kohibe. But Alel actually going to be dropped down DeCorge's as well. Kohibe finishes out the round, though. Phoenix picks up one of the first round victories in a bit of time here.
Yeah, good job
tough
by Jasmine to get those last 2 kills. But you see on Orange side, the economy is completely set. Phoenix does have to rebuy 2 of those weapons. I liked Orange's idea there of doing the 3-2 split again, but instead they changed up the timings just a little bit. Instead of going long A fast first, they elected to go catwalk. Just unfortunately, we're unable to make the trades on the Kohibe because they were taking it dry. If they change that strategy up a little bit and add a couple more nades on towards catwalk to help their approach, that could work out in their favor going forward.
Round is underway. Orange.Sphynx in match point, trying to take down map number 1. Their map, to be exact, as the smoke comes out on the cat, blocking up the lines of sight of DeCorge holding on to mid.
A little bit faster pace this round again, trying to take catwalk control really early, only 130 left in the round. Kohibe's going to be playing solo, just spotting from the ledge there. Going to be falling down in the spawn. GFI trying to find a pick on the rotation.
Damage being applied to GFI as well as onto Arel for Phoenix. Still very evenly matched here as far as this round is concerned as the bomb looks to rotate through lower B up to upper. To the support of where Argent is currently holding.
If you look at the rotation by Phoenix, so they're thinking this is going to be an A attack, and now they're going to be more heavily towards the A side, but they have one in spawn that's going to be boosted on the box. They're going to be able to spot any kind of smoke towards spawn and catch anyone over that. It looks like that might be a good opportunity for them, but GFI is going to try to sell a little bit of pressure towards catwalk to try to keep Phoenix bent over towards A, and the solo player of Mish is going to be in the corner towards B. If she gets traded out, Phoenix is in a lot of trouble. Finding one in the middle, almost getting hurt. Eve chipping her down just a little bit.
Phoenix really trying to at least pull this back just a little bit, trying to play a more methodical game here in Dust 2. But the main question remains, is it a little bit too late for Alel and the rest of her team to take down map number 1? Still going to be a bit of a standstill. Both teams taking damage onto their players.
Oh, it's an op on the boost.
Ooh.
Interesting decision. DeCorge is getting the first one on Eve. Mish getting traded out. Arel helping her out, getting drop on Argent.
Haven't seen that play just yet here on Dust 2, but it will be a very impactful one coming out for Phoenix as they look to at least hold the numbers advantage. 4v3 as it stands. HP certainly much more favorable for the members of Phoenix as the bomb goes down. Jasmine able to get the plant, but the push will be prepped here by Phoenix to try to retake.
There's any round for Phoenix to do the retake here is going to be this round. They have no utility on the orange side for the defense. It's going to come down to the player in the tunnel. Retake coming in last game. The first one getting traded by Alel. Alel getting the second one on the GFI. Jasmine stuck in the back of B. Getting the first one onto Arel, down to 1v2, getting taken out. Good job by Phoenix on that retake. A little bit risky, though, not having anyone towards the flank, but being able to smoke out that tunnel and flushing out the player that was going to defend there really helped them out.
Dropping a few rounds over towards Phoenix. Orange.Sphynx needs to at least get their heads back into the game. They need to have their heads set on closing this map out as quick as possible to get into the second map, where we will be going over to Mirage, the map picked by Phoenix. But it's not over just yet. Phoenix is certainly looking to try to claw back out of this, trying to at least break this one into overtime. And with 2 in a row, they are certainly on their way there.
Yeah, Orange wants that momentum to stop. Even if Phoenix does lose this map in the end, you don't want them to get these rounds near the end of the map just because you don't want any momentum being carried over to the second map. But right now, Orange is going to keep it simple here, having 5 towards the B side. But again, the problem is Phoenix has 2 aggressive on-cast, so if they elect to go through a mid-B split potentially, the flank is going to be quick.
Bomb still going to be holding on here in upper as for the members rotate down through lower into mid. Jasmine could be holding on. This is definitely going to be a prep here for a mid breach coming out of the members of Orange.Sphynx.
But GFI is going to come and clutch here because she's got to catch that rotation from the Catwalk. The Catwalk's going to maybe fall back. No, it looks like she's going to have to fight with Kohabi. O'Reilly getting the first pick on middle, getting traded by Alaska.
And now they start to make the entry into B site. 3 going down as GFI finds that flank coming off of Kat. Kohabe trying to do whatever she can through mid to try to attempt a retake. She only has one other teammate alive. It's going to be DeCorgaze, and will they have to make the ultimate decision here? Is this going to be a save or no? Well, not a save, rather, because this is going to be a victory here.
They have to go for it.
They have to go for it. It's do or die right now, and certainly the members of this Phoenix squad know it. Molotov's coming off, just trying to waste as much time, trying to let the bomb tick down to 0 as close as possible. DeCorgaze is going to be spotted out. GFI with a nice flank through mid, able to find one, but can she find the other? Can she close it out? Yes, she can. AK headshot going to be securing map number 1 for Orange.Sphynx.
Absolutely dominant performance by Orange coming into this map. Last night, losing on it and having the confidence to pick it again in the following best of 3 on a do-or-die situation just shows that they felt that map yesterday was a fluke. And today we see that dominant performance. Every move that they made just seemed a lot stronger in comparison to Phoenix's side. Phoenix looked a little bit more hesitant. And maybe that, again, like I mentioned before, that break is going to be a bigger effect on the BO3 than I thought. And they're going to have to find a way to break out of that mental state because going in, they only have one more map to find. They're rhythm to get back into it or they're going to be sent home.
It could essentially be closed out here as GFI and the rest of Orange.Sphynx look to stamp their tickets over to DreamHack Valencia, but it's not done just yet. Certainly Phoenix is going to be coming out swinging on Mirage, and that's what I want to talk about, Garrett. What are we going to be looking to see out of Phoenix on the map that they picked? How do they need to play Mirage so that they don't let Orange.Sphynx run away with it?
If they play similar to what they did yesterday, they find themselves to be very successful. They had a lot. I actually liked how they did on their seaside, especially on Mirage in comparison to the other maps. They threw a lot of fakes in. They have no problem just taking their time on strategies and not committing completely to one site. They like to fall back, take their time, and then throw in some curveballs with fakes that really keep the CTs on their heels. So if they continue that trend on Mirage, I do like their chances on it. But the problem is Eve is feeling it with the op today. And right now, you're going to see your stats there, 25 kills, ADR through the roof, showing up today huge, giving a team that breath of life that they needed when they were down 5-1.
Alel having a pretty good game for Phoenix. Unfortunately, her other teammates just not stacking up to support that type of performance. We'll continue to take a look at Eve compared to some of the other members of this squad, and this is the disconnect, Garrett, that I'm really talking about here. A .41 KD on behalf of DeCorgaze, really not impactful in map number 1.
Yeah, unfortunately not. And you look at the stats over here, Eve, GFI, and Argent keeping it strong with the numbers. Alaska and Jazz have some big rounds as well. Alaska was putting a lot of support towards the A site on that CT holes for them. More of an unsung hero of the team, not necessarily getting the main kills, but in the end, still providing the support that the team needs to let their star players really shine.
Right, I mean, exactly right. But, Garrett, it's all on the line. If Phoenix wasn't feeling the pressure already in map number 1, well, it's certainly going to be exponentially growing here and a bit of a break between the matches. But again, you have to start to wonder, are they a little bit stale coming off of a pretty significant break after playing a long day? I mean, Garrett, it's been a long tournament, 4 days up until this point, and now playing a best of 3 in the morning, having to try to keep your minds fresh throughout that 3-hour break, and now coming into this. After watching the performance from Orange.Sphynx, especially on Dust, it's a little bit defeating.
Yeah, anytime you have to play 2 best of 3s in a day, it's just mentally draining. But if there's any team that I feel like can rebound from that first map performance, it would be a team like Phoenix. They've been showing that capability in this tournament so far to really have that back and forth fight and just go like that mental strength in these maps. So I can see them being able to pull this next one out of the bag and going into a map 3. They are a strong team for that, but they need to change up the strategy just a little bit. And I want to see those fakes come in on the T side of Mirage. And if they do that, they have a good chance.
So I'm also going to be curious if Orange.Sphynx is going to be putting the op in Eve's hands once again on Mirage. That's something that we haven't really seen once again. It's not just a Dust 2 specific thing for Orange.Sphynx. They just haven't been using ops, period, for the entirety of the tournament almost. But that's just it. Mirage is going to be the second map of this best of 3 series here on the final day of the ZOWIE DIVINA Women's Asia CSGO Championship. We'll be right back in a few minutes to watch it go down.
How do you reveal the hidden enemies in PUBG? Adjust the black equalizer to brighten darker areas, which makes it easier to spot enemies hiding in the shadows. How do you make your PUBG experience more diverse and convenient? Color Vibrance allows for more realistic and vibrant colors. It also provides the convenience to tune colors in-game, making you see the change instantly. Save up to 3 different settings based on your preferences, and use the S switch to quickly change between those settings.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the final day of the ZOWIE DIVINA Women's Asia CSGO Championship. My name is Esquire, joined here by, of course, GRT to walk us through what could be one of the final maps, Garrett, of the tournament.
Yeah, and Orange looking to continue their dominance so far. They're winning the last 3 maps that they've played today and going up against a strong Phoenix team on Mirage, where I like their chances in terms of overall strategies that they've been pulling off on their T sides of Mirage. The problem is with Phoenix on this map is that they don't have a real dominant op presence. But at the same time, Orange.Sphynx has not done that as well, but now we see Eve picking it up on Dust too and really flashing some nice kills with it. Maybe this is going to be the change that Orange needed to come out with a win on this map.
I mean, if they're going to be sitting Eve in window and top mid, she is going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, it's a kind of a shift in strategy here for Orange.Sphynx that we haven't seen utilized so far here in the tournament, but it paid off in spades in map number 1. Phoenix dropping the map over to Orange.Sphynx, looking to try to come back here on the map that they picked.
Yeah, and Orange, I believe, need to change up their strategies just a little bit, because yesterday on this map they showed a little bit, like kind of like what Phoenix did on Dust 2. They were a little stagnant on their strats, relying a little too much on A executes, with GFI flanking towards the connector late in the round. If they can basically diversify their strategies just a little bit on the D side, they have a good chance of winning this, but it's going to be another close map, I presume, at least.
Well, let's get Mirage started here. Orange.Sphynx versus Phoenix. One map in favor of Orange.Sphynx as they look to take down the best of 3 series here. Phoenix, whose name just happens to be Orange. Orange. Oh, goodness gracious.
That's awkward.
They're looking to try to tie it up and push it into map number 3, which will be on Train.
Phoenix keeping the trend of sticking together on these pistol rounds. They're rushing in as 5, but Eve getting the first kill on the entry. Arjun trying to find another one. Getting taken out by Decor. Gaze onto a 4v4, getting traded out by Eve.
Currently sitting
Jasmine.
as a 3v2 in favor of Orange.Sphynx. Alel dropped down to 10% HP. Decorgaze with 82. But Jasmine, Alaska, and GFI look to have at least a push out here, trying to dominantly take over B site. Alel trying to hold off. Again, 10% HP. A one-tap dirt nap. As the push comes out, GFI able to find it. And out she goes to Decorgaze, their first round, the pistol round, as we know that Phoenix is so damn good at. Will be going over in their favor.
Continue the trend of winning pistol rounds consistently, but Orange had that in the bag. They had a flank from Alaska at the upper B tunnels and somehow unable to connect with that. It needs to be a little bit more passive and wait for the players coming out of the window in the kitchen, which was GFI. They wait for that contact first. When you peek after that contact from the flank, you'll most likely be able to trade out those kills, but unfortunately, she got picked off too early.
Got picked off too early indeed. 3 of the members of Phoenix going to be wrapping around here towards B, 2 holding on over towards A, rather. Pretty standard default here coming out of Phoenix, looking to try to stack these wins back to back in the second round of map number 2.
Phoenix trying to find a way to win this round without losing too many. Electing to go with AKs. Unfortunately, so not unfortunately, but they've been usually sticking to the SMGs and staying as a unit and doing executes on the sites. Going for AKs this round, a little bit more of a safe choice from them, but at the same time, it can be costly if they get picked off.
Could be costly. Eve could be holding on to Connector right now. Senses the presence coming out from Phoenix, rotating through mid. Will be at least putting out some damage onto her, but it is going to be GFI with the first Deagle frag onto Decorgaze. 4v5 scenario in favor of Orange.Sphynx as Eve gets dropped out instead. Another member going out, Argent. Now 3v4 swinging back in favor of Phoenix.
GFI find an AK in the Palace. Going to be able to save that one. Alaska trying to find another pick, getting picked off in spawn. Jasmine getting some damage on Kohabi.
But Kohabi from window is able to find the SMG kill back onto Jasmine. Now just going to be GFI. And with low HP, 40% to be exact, well, she has to decide what to do here with the AK. It's likely going to be at least a full concede of the round over towards Phoenix and a save.
This AK is going to come in handy next round with a third round buy from Orange on the CT side. Usually don't have a great economy for these first gun rounds. Not a lot of utility, but by having this AK bring into the next round, it's going to elect someone to have some more utility and maybe even drop that off. It's going to give them some support for the economy. Everyone's going to be trying to find him right now. Kohabi looking for the flush, but at the same time, GFI in an awkward position, but far enough away, she's not going to be able to get picked up. SMG is going to be following into the third round. Phoenix maybe wants to elect to do a little bit of a B rush is something I like to see on first gun rounds, especially if you're going to have the SMGs. Either that or a set execute towards A. So if you do lose your rifles up front, you can at least pick them up.
Bomb takes down, detonates round 2, going in favor of Phoenix as we enter into round 3. The first full buy round going to be coming out here from these teams, as Orange.Sphynx looks to try to at least stall some of the momentum that Phoenix is getting here in the early stages of map number 1.
Yeah, exactly. Phoenix has always done a good job so far in this tournament, winning the pistol round and keeping these next few rounds clean and winning them strong and kind of building up the economy. They did it yesterday against Orange.Sphynx several times, electing right now it's grouping up towards B and doing a fast B rush.
This is what you wanted to see, Garrett. Will they be able to pull it off, though? Very aggressively now landing onto the side. It's going to be Kohabe dropped down by Argents. M4 first. Stalled a little bit, but now going to be pushing out very aggressively. GFI with a double frag onto Orel. Mark that now 3 onto Decorgaze. Orel trades back onto GFI, but Argent is there to wipe out Orel. Round victory going the way of Orange.Sphynx.
And look what weapon it is that takes down Phoenix in the end is the AK that GFI was to find last round in the Palace. And at the same time, Orange I didn't see what player it was, but the B player threw a molly to stop that rush. That is a smart buy. Any B player on this map needs to prioritize mollies, especially for the rushes on these early rounds when the economy isn't set. If you have that molly and prevent the rush, it delayed Phoenix enough to allow the rotation to come in from GFI to find those 3 kills.
They're going to have to do something here. Phoenix trying to hold off that momentum that is starting to at least get gained by Orange.Sphynx.
Different setup for the default from Phoenix this time around. Electing not to put someone towards A. That usually will indicate that the strategy in the end is going to be a mid to B split.
Trying to find those opening frags here on the B site. Not able to find anything yet. Bomb continues to rotate through B apps. Now the push coming out here through Cat. Able to find the first frag will be Kohabi on the Argent as they look to take another dominant control here of B.
Very clean round so far, finding their way in with the first 2 entries. Orange has to decide to save these guns and give themselves a chance in the following round. Phoenix now, this is a trend I'm starting to see. Continuing off of Dust 2, they're just doing set strats off the beginning of the round and doing it relatively early. I'm not sure if this is a decision they want to go in against Orange and feel like this is the best route to win these maps, but it's definitely different than what I've seen from them in the past. They've liked to do a lot of defaults and self-fakes, but again, taking a round this early on towards B with a split is going to set them up for the future rounds to allow themselves to throw in these fakes that they've shown so many times already in this tournament and been successful with.
That's one of the biggest takeaways here from the early game performance of Phoenix. Turning it around, it is their map. You would expect them to at least feel very confident, and they are displaying that right now in a beautiful show of effectiveness. Phoenix picks up the 3rd round win, 3-1, as we enter into round number 5.
Orange has to decide what kind of strategy they want to pull off now on the CT. They have the 2 weapons they're able to drop for their teammates. Maybe something a little more aggressive to switch it up. Playing passive on this map for them so far on both days have not really panned out for them too well. Op is still not out for Eve just yet. Maybe a little bit later on when they have more economy behind them.
Would be sending 2 over to B side for Orange.Sphynx. 1 holding on to window. It's none other than GFI, not Eve, as we expected to see here on this map. But 3 of the members of this Phoenix squad going to be holding on to top mid. GFI might have an opportunity here to pick up a few kills. Smoke's going to be coming out on the Cat, trying to block off the lines of sight. GFI now starting to spray, not able to find any connections, and rotates back towards A.
Phoenix now elected. It looks like exactly the same kind of thing they had last round going towards B, but this time electing to go towards A. But the bomb has been dropped down back of middle. They've been burned by this before, by the clock ticking down too low with the bomb not being able to be picked up, but they will be falling back to get it just now. Getting themselves set up for a 3-2 split towards A. They were very successful with this early in the tournament.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, as GFI is going to be trying to find the frags from Connector. Eve is able to find not 1, not 2, but 3 here, as they look to hold the advantage. 3v2 as it stands over Phoenix, with DeCorges taking a significant amount of damage, dropped down to 22% HP. Looking to try to get a plant here on A site, but it is still going to be firmly held by the members of Orange.Sphynx. Jasmine going to be rotating here through CT. Might be finding a spray through the smoke here. Mish retreats back off of it to a new location. And the shots come out. Jasmine able to find the FAMAS kill on the DeCorges. Just going to be Mish left alive, and she's going to be taken down as well. It's going to be a nice round victory going the way of Orange.Sphynx as the defuse comes in.
Another problem on that round that I saw that continues from Dust 2 is when they do these set executions, the timings are off just a little bit on what sides they want to hit and what time. We saw, I believe it was Alel getting picked off on A ramp way too early before her teammates in Connector were able to make contact. It's little mistakes like that that can really come back and bite you in the bum. Losing that round overall is going to help Orange get back in the game with the economy, but still Phoenix has enough behind them to get in a solid buy here. Electing to go with all AKs. We're not seeing the op come out just yet. Still early in the half, but Phoenix needs to change up their strategy just a little bit, or at least the timings of them, because it hasn't been panning out so far in this best of 3.
They were starting to lend themselves to an unpredictable play style. However, it seems that Orange.Sphynx is starting to get a grasp on how Phoenix is looking to play this Mirage map. A bit of a reversion back to the previous strategy here for Phoenix over towards B side of things, as 2 hold on to top mid. The push going to be coming out through B apps right now.
Yeah, exactly. If we're just doing a retread of the same thing that they had in that round where they split B, but this time the bomb is dropped back at B again. They're not going to be able to pick that up. It's going to be something that's going to delay them overall. In the end, Argent's going to be getting 1. Oh, almost got the second one. I get right. Jasmine in the side getting traded off by DeCorges. GFI found a way to snuck in. They have no idea she's gotten here.
Trades back and forth between both of these teams. Now going to be an even 3v3, but now GFI able to find 1 kill. Immediately going to be traded out. Alaska goes down as well. 2v1, switching now in favor of Phoenix. And now a proper 1v1. DeCorges versus Eve. HP favors over towards DeCorges, but it's not going to be enough. Orange.Sphynx walks away with the map tying round. 3-3 all.
And look who comes up huge once again. It's going to be Eve with the 1v2. You see the smile on the bottom of your screen. She is loving how she is playing today, and so does her team. Coming in clutch round after round. bringing themselves back to a tie game against Phoenix, looking to keep the momentum. Still not bringing up the op just yet, but she's playing absolutely phenomenal today.
If Orange.Sphynx is able to stamp that ticket to DreamHack Valencia, well, it is definitely going to be significantly because of the performance of Eve so far on the day. But it's not yet secured. Still, both teams fighting tooth and nail to try to find that ticket. 3-3 all as we look here at a bit of a shift once again from Phoenix back towards A site, trying to prep this now. And the utility is being spent. The push going to be stalled a little bit by the Molotov in Palace.
Set execution coming towards A, trying to get that bomb down for the money so they can get potentially an op out on their first round for the next, the next guy around for the T side. Making their way in. Alaska doing a full retake here. GFI trying to find a way through these side smokes. Alaska at the tick again, the first one, almost getting the second. Kohabi down to 17 HP.
Ooh, he's able to find the second one. Now a third one on to Olel. 5v2 as the drop comes off of stairs. The reload, though, unfortunate situation there as DeCorges is able to find it onto Eve. Rail with another kill onto Arjun. A 2v2 that quickly swung at least more in the favor of Phoenix, but DeCorges is going to be dropped down and out by Alaska. Jasmine and Alaska are trying to find that round-winning kill. Jasmine with the defuse coming in here will be at least advancing the lead. Orange takes the lead for the first time here in map number 2.
A little bit of a scary round coming up from Orange.
Hit 5 alive and quickly lost 3 to a bit of a misplay here.
All comes back, unfortunately, from Eve when she was dropping in Sandwich, pulling out, I believe it was a grenade by accident. She has that bound a little bit too close to her mouse one, it seems. But in the end, that cost them dearly as 4 dropped down. Now their economy is not going to be set. That's a lot of money to lose on a save round. Phoenix getting the 4 kills plus the bomb plant. They're looking pretty good right now. But again, it's another close game so far, back and forth between Orange and Phoenix. We expected this to come through. Still no op on the board. Phoenix, what are they going to do now with their strategies? They've been electing to just go with complete set strats early in the round with no real diversity in the strats outside of just hitting the extremities.
And here's the thing, Garrett, talking about those small mistakes in a tournament as competitive as this, in one of the championship best of threes, it's those small mistakes that are going to haunt you if you're not able to succeed and win out this best of 3 match. But it's going to be DeCorges wrapping through here in Palace, holding on as a solo player. 2 going to be mid, already starting to advance that direction.
Now this is the Phoenix that we know, doing the default, working at mid control, trying to find out if there's any kind of picks from Orange, trying to be a little too aggressive. The bomb is back in T-spawn, which they always have a player fall back to get it. They like to walk down the clock on these types of rounds, and it makes Orange spend a lot of utility trying to defend, not knowing when they're going to attack. And right now you see Aurel going back to the bomb a lot earlier this time, but it's going to be towards this might be the fake that we were talking about early in the pregame. It looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to have the A fake coming in when they're going to rotate back towards B and dedicate one of the players there to try to find picks in towards A.
Only one member, Jasmineism, on behalf of Orange.Sphynx is able to at least hold down the defense on B site as 2 of the members of Phoenix start to at least inch their way closer and closer and closer to making that exit. The frags come out, a trade between DeCorges and Kohabi. Going to be a 4v4.
The timing, though, Phoenix should have been already attacking the site. Jasmine made the fallback, but now has realized that the fake has come in, and she's going to be there to play back in the pillars. Trying to find a pick in the opening.
Now the breach into B has been effectuated. Jasmine finds another kill onto Mish. 2 of the members, though, of Phoenix have pushed out on the site. Looking for a plan here. Nice kill coming in from Alel onto Jasmine. Will be clearing out at least one of the members, wrapping around Cat. But the flank comes in, and that's going to be Eve with the ultra awareness to turn around and spray down DeCorges. But with the plant, proper 2v2 scenario. Alaska and Eve going to be trying to take this on.
No grenades, though, to get themselves out of the kitchen. It's going to come down to Eve coming up the catwalk, but Aurel playing an awkward angle that Eve does not know she's there. Alaska walking out the kitchen. This is a very bold move.
Have to assume that someone's over at bench. Yes, she does. Is able to find the AKM head tap, and now it's going to be traded back out. Eve gets dropped down, 1v1 scenario. Alaska, though, with the kill on to Aurel, finds yet again another defuse around victory, making it 5-3.
See, Phoenix had the right idea there in terms of the strategy that they decided to do again, but it came down to the timing. You saw DeCorges there before the bomb was even planted. Sorry, when the bomb was planted, decides to rush up middle, and then Orange heard her flanking, was able to get a free kill on that. And at the same time, when they had that fake, the longer you wait after a fake has been thrown, it's going to get a little bit more obvious that the fake has happened. But they waited a little too long to come out the B tunnels, and because of that, Jasmine, who was already starting her rotation towards A, realized that after such a long wait, this might be a fake, and had to fall back towards B, and she was able to get there to delay long enough for her teammates to rotate and help her out.
Pause comes out from Phoenix. They're starting to let their own map slip away from them in favor of Orange.Sphynx. Pause it now before it gets a little bit too far away from you to try to come back. but certainly Phoenix has a game plan. They had the adjustments to make. They just needed to do something to stall that forward momentum coming in from GFI and the rest of her squad. But round number 9 will be underway here in a few seconds' time, and we're going to be seeing what type of strategy Phoenix will be trying to execute off of.
All these rounds have come down to the wire with just 1 or 2 people surviving max, and the economy has not been set on either side. Mish, I was wondering if she had an AK. There it is. All rifles across the board. Low utility as well. GFI getting smoked off the window. She's going to push back towards A. The default coming in a little bit different than how they normally have been doing it. But again, trying to make sure they have that presence towards middle. GFI playing connector really passive, getting mauled out. Eve going to hide in that corner potentially and do a contact play with GFI.
Eve has been playing connector, and it's likely a predictable play here if Phoenix opts to at least head that direction. 3 of the members, though, will be at least starting to prep for that push off of top mid through Cat, and it's going to be a B execute coming out here, but one of the members, Arjun, sits there, and she's going to be spotted out. AK headshot, taking her down and out of the game by Kohybe.
Jasmine getting taken out, traded by Alel. It's going to come down to GFI trying to kill these. Oh, it gets a bomb down. That's going to be a potential for her to get more kills. But again, we have to look at Deco Gaze at towards A. She's looking for those flanks, trying to catch a rotation. The bomb has not been planted. GFI finds up a second pick, and that's going to be a lone player, Alel, in A all by herself. Deco Gaze needs to hurry up against rotation to help support her.
Able to find the plant, but yes, a quick rotation has to come out. She's able to hold off at least one player. Eve goes down, but Alaska finds the frag on the Kohybe, and they could be able to get the defuse here. They're going to be at least looking at it. Smoke goes down. GFI with 3 seconds left. 1, 2, 3. She's going to be able to at least find it now in the smoke. Phoenix is not able to find the kills on the Decor Gaze. Instead, will be dropped down herself by Alaska. A huge round victory for Orange.Sphynx.
Yeah, Deco Gaze needs to be a little bit more aggressive on the A pass on that flank. If you're going to have your team attacking B, you're trying to catch rotations, but if nothing happens too early, you need to make a move relatively faster than that so you're able to support when the bomb isn't planted. But at the same time, you can't just put that one on her because the teammates dropped down early after the bomb plant, which forced her hand to try to peek that bomb too early. But in the end, back to rivals again. Another tight game. There's still only 2 survive from Orange. Phoenix can still find a way in this and still win that half. And all they need is that 1 round to turn the momentum.
If Phoenix wants to do it, though, Garrett, they're going to have to shore up their timings. Timings have been a significant detriment to this squad here so far in these Mirage rounds. We'll see, though. The A execute is being prepped and ready. Utility going to be flying out as the push now follows in suit up A ramp.
Orange going to be electing to go for a full retake here, which is hard to do, but they do have the utility to flush out Phoenix as they find them in the bombs. Oh, they're getting a lucky pick there. GFI catching a lull.
One of the members already going down. Mies dropped down to at least 19% HP. All of the members of Phoenix not sitting, really, well, just Kohybe, rather, at 100 HP. Looking worse for wear, though, facing off against 5 of the members of Orange.Sphynx. With the bomb down, though, on A site. The CT push now starts to come in. The flank position being held. Alaska able to find onto Decor Gaze. Mark that now 2 onto Arel as well. Just going to be Mish and Kohybe left alive. Able to find a frag there, but Alaska goes down also. And now every member of Phoenix has been eliminated. Argent with the defuse going to be 7-3 now over towards Orange.Sphynx. And again, Garrett with that Dust 2 map in their back pocket for Orange.Sphynx. This could be the second and final map of the tournament.
Yeah, we need to see a Phoenix call a timeout here. They've lost 6 rounds in a row. Good job by Orange with the molly that they had to throw it out to Firebox and flush out the enemy that was there, using their nades very well on that retake. Understand that if you are going to do a full retake on A, you need to have your nades ready for that with mauling out positions where you know the terrorists like to camp, and at the same time using your smokes to block off vision when you're making that approach.
Going to be back to a default here for Phoenix. As they said, 1 to A ramp, 1 to Palace, and 2 to top mid. Bomb now starting to make that rotation as well as Orange.Sphynx starts to get a bead on the different strategies that Phoenix is displaying here. Kohybe holding on to top mid for her own right.
Eve using this one-way smoke, trying to catch a player, running on towards middle, but Phoenix has always done this, but not gone out too early. Unable to connect for that just yet, but it's going to be a mid-A split. Eve almost getting picked off there. Kohybe going to molly off the window, try to push her back. And it's going to be 3 towards B. They're predicting a mid-B split here, but it's going to be quite the opposite. This is a perfect round for Phoenix to win.
Phoenix desperately needing to get something on the board here, as you mentioned, Garrett. Pretty much 6 rounds in a row going the way of Orange.Sphynx. The momentum is certainly going to be favoring them as Eve finds the first frag of the game. Decorge is going to be dropped down and now looking to find another miss. Going to be going down, but Arel trades out onto Eve. A 2-for-1. Mark that now 2 for 2 as Arel finds Argent. 3 versus 3 as the bomb starts to go down on A site.
Going to be planning for connector, and Alaska making an aggressive push to get that pick early. Smoking off just offside the bomb, though. Arel's going to be on the connector with Kohybe. The smoke is not covering the bomb, so it's wide open. Coffee trying to find a pick towards bench, unable to connect.
2v1 scenario, GFI going to be now the only remaining member here of Orange.Sphynx versus Kohibe of Phoenix. Going to be tapping down on the bomb, trying to draw out the presence, and there's the frag. GFI onto Kohibe. The defuse comes in, and it's going to be 8-3 rolling in to round number 12.
I don't want to say it again, but I have to.
You have to, Garrett, say it.
Phoenix.
Timeout. They need a timeout.
No, well, besides the timeout, well, there's your timeout right there.
There it is.
They made the right call with the strategy. It came down to the timing. Once again, I can't remember who it was on Orange's side, but they're by the window and they were able to get a kill on the player jumping out of Palace. When they had two of her teammates up connector, they waited too long to make contact, and because they waited that long, that player jumping out of Palace should not have been killed that freely without being traded, and that cost him dearly. And then also the smoke miss. It's these little mistakes that they're making that are costing him dearly, and unless they patch this work together now, they're going to be sent home.
And again, these little mistakes start to accumulate. They build into mountains of mistakes and are certainly going to be sticking in the minds of whoever loses this best of three. But it's not done yet. Certainly a heavy round favor over towards Orange.Sphynx as we pop into one of the final rounds of the first half of Mirage.
Still no op on the board just yet.
Which is concerning,
but at the same time, they don't need to, at least on the Orange side, because they've been winning.
Right. I mean, exactly right. Eve, she was going to be holding on to window with an M4, not the op, which we certainly want to see, but the full push now coming out, trying to execute on A. The entry frag by DeCorgaze onto Alaska. 4v5 scenario. Bomb will likely be going down here shortly.
Perfect shot by Phoenix to change up the tempo here and just elect to rush A, catching Orange off guard, going on that full retake setup, and that smoke is going to be off just again. Not exactly perfect.
Well, here's the thing, Garrett. You're talking about it. Their defaults are not working. Their timings are a little bit messed up. But the full push catches the members of Sphinx completely off guard as the frags come out. Eve and GFI going to be dropped down and out. Eve, though, able to find one kill on the DeCorgaze 4v2 scenario as the bomb continues to tick away. Jasmine aggressively pushing up on the A site will be dropped down and out by Kohibe. And it's now just going to be Argent rotating back into jungle, trying to find the frag on Kohibe. No, not going to be able to. And that's going to be all she wrote. 8-4 as Phoenix picks up finally a round victory here.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something I like to see, a little bit of a change of pace. They decide that the slow stuff has not been working on the splits. They've been getting the bomb down. If you look at the top of the screen, they've gotten the bomb down 6 out of 8 rounds that they've been able to, sorry, actually more than that. They've gotten the bomb down 8 times so far in this half. And it just shows that they've been successful at getting in the site. They're just unable to hold. And right now, they're just electing to keep it a little bit simple and just do a rush towards A. And that worked out perfectly. And looked at, because all the previous rounds that Orange won with 1 or 2 alive max, they're on a save. They won 6 in a row. And they lose 1 round. And now they're on a full save.
Exactly. It just goes to show how 1 round can be so impactful for the team working their way from behind. 8-4 as it currently stands, again, in favor of Orange.Sphynx, as Jasmineism going to be going down first here for the CT side of things. 4v5 heavily in favor of T side as they start to at least play off of this default, rotating heavily over towards B.
Phoenix doesn't want to lose too many members here. The economies are not set. You don't want to give Orange any kind of life with giving them any extra weapons going into the next round. They're going to group up and go towards B here. Looks like GFI is caught on to what potentially might happen. Argent playing a nice headshot angle with the 5-7, trying to catch anyone jumping out the window.
Going to pull off of that, and immediately right behind Alel is able to find the frag, quickly traded out, though, by Kohibe. Now going to remain 2 members for Orange.Sphynx versus 4 of Phoenix. Bomb going to be planted here very shortly on to B site. It goes down. And now, so does Eve. Just going to be Alaska left with the USP, rotating back through market, trying to avoid any type of push coming out from Mish.
Alaska would love to have an AK going the next round. Mish, though, trying to make sure that doesn't happen. The off angle here, Alexa might create her off. Unfortunately, she moved it at the last second. And now, Phoenix back on the board with 5 now. They're in a good position to end this as an 8-7 half, which is a very successful half considering on the downward spiral they were heading.
You got to think that Phoenix is at least starting to develop some of that momentum. You might have said maybe Phoenix looked stale in the first map. Well, they're starting to at least come out of that and looking more true to form. 8-5 as it stands, Orange.Sphynx still in the lead, but starting to drop rounds time and time again to Phoenix.
And look, because of that economy from earlier in the half, again, winning those rounds with just 1 or 2 alive, they have to elect a double save. So Phoenix is going to most likely find their 6th round, barring any huge mistakes. They don't know if Orange is buying or not, so they might. That is the only thing that might work in Orange's favor. Basically, not expecting what's going to happen. They have 4 stacked towards A. DeCorgaze is by herself at A Palace, and the bomb is alone on A ramp. Getting the first pick, Alaska coming in huge. Now, how is Phoenix going to adapt what they wanted to do off the back of that kill?
This is a position that Phoenix has not really found themselves in too often. That entry frag coming in instead on top of their own team, dropping them down with a one-member disadvantage, facing off against CT. Alaska going to be dropped down very low, though, in the process. 19% HP for this player of Orange.Sphynx.
Phoenix doesn't want to overthink this right now, just electing to group up as a unit and take a site, which is the right decision to make at this point because you don't want to spread out too early because that's the way the pistols are going to get their kills. The
Push
B-take
going to be
coming in.
prepped. And it is going to be executed on as one of the players now marked that 2 and 3
There,
and
nice
4 drop
connect.
down. GFI with a nice deagle kill on Amish. Immediately going to be traded out, though, by Arel with the AK. 4v3 still in favor of Orange.Sphynx, but the bomb looks to be planted on B. How will CT respond to this? They have to do something here. They've got the numbers advantage.
It's going to come out Kohabi. This is a tight angle for her to hold. Going to find Alaska with a low getting Argent. So that's going to bridge it down to a 4-2. Jasmine has the AK. Doesn't necessarily need to save because they will have the money to buy fully next round. Any kind of damage they can do here, but at the same time, it's going to be 1 round left in the half. The economy is not going to be a problem for either half, so either side. So in the end, Phoenix getting the 6th round of the game. Bring it down to the last round. Looking to end up this half on an 8-7 scoreline, which would be very successful for Phoenix. How bleak it was looking there for a moment.
Yeah, this is starting to look more like a match between these two teams that we saw yesterday, where it's really one team making a run after the other in the same map. Phoenix able to find one more kill onto Eve. Jasmine, the only remaining player from that round for Orange.Sphynx. But here it is, the final round of the first half of the second map of this best of 3. And Orange.Sphynx still in the lead, is going to be trying to make this 9-6 going into the half. And again, as you said, Garrett, if Phoenix can pick up the round win here and enter into the second half, 8-7, switching over to CT side, well, they're going to be looking pretty good, at least as far as taking down this second map of the best of 3 series.
I would love to see another fake by Phoenix right now. It's the last round of the half, and it might be enough to throw Orange off the scent because it's been such a long time since they've done it. It'd be a pretty good idea in my opinion right now. It looks like Kohabe and a teammate is towards B there. They might put some pressure on the B side. They haven't done it just yet. So it's been pretty quiet over there besides the set executions. And it looks like here comes a fake towards A potentially. Sorry, a fake towards B with a bomb set up towards A ramp. It's going to come down to how successful they're going to be able to get into the B side and cause a distraction long enough for the players from Phoenix to work up into A.
And here's the play coming out right now. The utility going to be thrown on behalf of Phoenix as Palace is going to be starting to peek out. That's DeCorgaze with the AK going to be scouting this out. Bomb now pushing up A ramp, followed in suit by Mish, who is trying to provide the support, and the rotation comes out from Orange.Sphynx as well. They know that the fake is being executed on. They know that A is going to be pushed on very aggressively here shortly. And more utility being spent here by Phoenix. It's beautifully set up here by them. They're going to be able to find a pretty easy plant onto A, but can they hold it off? Able to find the first frag will be DeCorgaze onto Alaska. Eve, though, back onto Mish. 4v4.
Orange doesn't have any mollies, though, for this retake. It's going to be tough to do without that. Down to 3v3. The other position, they're making a rush in there. A little bit uncoordinated. Kohabi finding the first pick, Arel getting the second, and Kohabi finding the third. Phoenix doing a lot better job there on that strategy in terms of their timing. Once the beat fake came in, it did not take them a long time to try to enter that site through A ramp and the Palace. A lot faster that time, which was a big improvement from the previous round they faked towards B, where they took a little bit too long. That was much better timing and it paid off for them in the end.
Phoenix coming in with a bit of a run of their own, winning the final 4 rounds of the first half in a row. And it's starting to at least look better for them. It was looking worse for Ware as far as the performance of the members of Orange.Sphynx was concerned, putting up a heavy round total in the early stages of that half.
Phoenix looking like they're a little bit happier now. You saw the little giggling and the smiling going on. You didn't see that in the first map. So that's now the momentum is swung in Phoenix's favor. Now they need to continue that momentum in the pistol rounds. They've been very strong in this tournament on pistol rounds. And this is going to be the most important one of the, as cliche as that sounds, it's going to be the most important one of the tournament for them. They need to find this pistol round to keep that momentum going forward. You cannot let a second pistol round slip in this map.
Certainly cannot. A few replays from the first half of map number 2 here on Mirage as we break into the second half. 8-7 as it stands, 1 round favor over on the side of Orange.Sphynx as they swap over to the T side of things. We'll see if they're going to be able to effectuate better plants in defense holds than Phoenix was able to do in the first half.
Orange doing something very similar that Phoenix did in their first pistol round. Going towards B, and Argent looking to be that late flanker on the middle, going up towards Catwalk. Yeah, the smoke and the flash prime for Get Right.
Only 2 members of Phoenix going to be holding on to B's site. Definitely not going to be expecting this to come out here. Now the 4-member rush coming out from Orange.Sphynx, trying to execute off of this. Damage coming out. Jasmine and GFI going to be tagged down with the USPs of Phoenix. And Mish going to be finding the first kill onto Alaska. Traded out by Eve with the Glock. And Mish continues to pick up kill after kill. Eve, though, onto Mish, and GFI onto a low. 3v2 scenario in favor of Orange.Sphynx as they look to take down the pistol round here in the second half. 8-7 again as it stands. This is going to be a huge round in terms of what it means for both of these teams moving forward.
Digo has found a perfect pick on GFI, trying to find a way out of that kitchen. It's going to be a 2v2 now with both players stuck onto his catwalk. They will not expect a second play. This is a perfect time to do that kind of thing. They're expecting that last one to be on the B Palace.
They're going to be trying to peek this, and that's going to be one frag onto Eve. One more member, Argent, left alive, but she's able to find the reverse frag onto Kohabe. Now again onto DeCorges. She's not going. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful round win coming in from Orange.Sphynx. I mean, Garrett, Argent has been such a huge player for this squad. Everyone is now starting to step up for Orange.Sphynx in the final best of 3.
That's absolutely clutch by Argent to hit that, because not only was there no time on the defuse, you had the Glock at that distance. She had no room for error to miss that.
Her HP was so low as well.
She had no room for error to miss that initial shot for the head. She had to connect with it because the bomb was only 0.4 seconds from being defused, being able to connect on that. Now we're seeing the A rush again. But look at Phoenix going towards B. Going to be a very clean round for Orange.
Completely caught off guard. This is going to be an easy plant coming in here.
Now we got to start thinking about what's going to happen, because Orange is not going to lose really any members in this round unless they want to get greedy and chase. So their economy is going to be set up for the future.
GFI picking up that AK here in the second round of the half. Now going to be holding on to CT spawn, trying to catch back any rotations that come in here from Phoenix. They have, though, fully been alerted of the fact that the bomb did get planted on the side that they completely evacuated from and did not send any of their teammates towards.
Phoenix is going to stay in the B side. They don't want to lose any of the weapons they have and try to keep that potentially going into the next round. And maybe catch a player from Orange getting a little bit greedy, which it looks like they might be able to do. And we see the taser, I believe, on Kohabe.
She's done this multiple times.
She might find it because if they jump through that window, she's going to connect. But it looks like Orange is going to save those weapons, keep it going for the next round. So expect another rush. That's 4 SMGs on the back of them.
Orange.Sphynx really coming out of the gate strong here on the T side of things in the second half of this Mirage map.
And they're going to go for the buy. Yep. They don't have enough money because they didn't get many kills in the they didn't get any kills in the second round, so their utility is extremely low. They just can't sit back on the laurels here. They need to get something a little more aggressive. But Orange is looking towards that A site for another A rush, it looks like.
Push now coming out very aggressively, sending it over towards A ramp. They're going to be setting up at least a more strategical push here. But the members of Phoenix have set up. Finding 2 frags will be Phoenix on top of at least 4 of the members of Orange.Sphynx. Just going to be GFI remaining on Tetris, able to find at least 1 spray down onto DeCorges. 3 more left alive for Phoenix that GFI has to worry about, but she's not going to be playing this passively at all. She's looking for the frags here. Alel in connector, Aurel over at Ticket, and then Mish in jungle.
Any kind of picks that GFI can find right now is going to be huge for the economy for Orange and to damage Phoenix going forward. She's not going to elect to plant the bomb. She wants to find another player before she decides to do that. She's most likely going to look towards Ticket here.
Doesn't look fast enough, and is going to be taken down by Aurel. Phoenix picks up their first round victory here of the second half. Now 10-8, still a 2-round favor.
But this is where it gets dangerous.
Yes.
The money on Phoenix is not set in Orange because they have the SMGs saved up for that round. They're going to be able to buy here. If they win this round, Phoenix is going to be on the only second lost income bonus, and that's not enough for them to buy going forward. So Orange has the potential to get full control of this half and the game if they're able to pull this round out.
They're going to be executing off of now a full rush over towards the B side of things.
I love it.
I mean, they're just playing aggressively. They're really trying to catch Phoenix off guard and exploit off of the fact that chaos kind of presents in the favor of Orange.Sphynx. Shots coming out.
One middle.
A trade coming back and forth between these 2 teams, but Mish going to be dropped down as well. 4v3 as it stands in favor of Orange.Sphynx as they take a dominant hold on the B side. Bomb going to be going down, rotation coming out from CT.
Perfect time for that rush for Orange to get taken towards B. This is going to be a hard retake for Phoenix. They don't have the utility for this, and they're down in number. They need to survive and save these guns going forward. You just don't want to force the issue if you don't have to. It's still a lot of time for them to come back. And losing your weapons right now in this tight income game, you cannot let that happen.
And it looks like they're at least starting to be aware of that, rotating it through A and through Palace, not going to be contesting this here. But mainly just holding on one player in connector. It's going to be a Rel, possibly trying to spot out any rotation that comes through mid, but nothing to be had just yet as GFI starts to work her way through Cat.
Something I got to mention going forward was the difference in those B players on either team. We saw Phoenix rush B early in this first half, and the difference was the player that was defending for Orange had prioritized a molly on that defense, and because that they were able to slow down the rush. Unfortunately for Phoenix, they prioritized the smoke, 2 flashes, and an HE grenade, which left her alone in B to defend against a full rush with no molly to slow down. It was just a perfect time for Orange to call that strat, and unfortunately, Phoenix did not have the utility to stop it.
No utility, 3-round lead here for Orange.Sphynx, rolling in to round number 20 of map number 2 of the final best of 3. Jasmine and the rest of her crew, though, going to be rotating around here towards A, looking like they're going to set up some type of execute on this site. Utility being prepped and ready to try to at least breach onto site, and it will be flying shortly.
This is the execute we were talking about before. Orange love the play has found so far in this tournament. For execute towards A with a player which has always been GFI flanking towards middle, electing to go underpass or through the just a regular middle towards connector. Changes up her approach, this time of going through underpass. She's going to be key here to try to catch these players while they're fighting the rest of her teammates trying to enter into A.
And now the execute is being put into effect. Utility going to be thrown onto A site, and the full breach coming out now from Palace. And they're going to be able to find a frag. Alaska onto DeCorges. Now GFI onto Aurel. 2 down for Phoenix, leaving this with a very big advantage. But 2 get quickly traded out here for Orange.Sphynx. It's a 3v3 scenario as the bomb goes down on A site.
They have a molly to flush out and a potential player on the Palace there, getting dropped down to 50 HP. That molly is going to come in huge if Alel throws it towards that that Palace. The molly does come in, but it missed.
Oof, bouncing right up.
That's going to cost him.
Spray comes in. Arjun able to pick up a double kill onto Alel and Mish, but Kohabe spots out Jasminism. Now going to be a 2v1, 13 HP on behalf of Kohabe, and it's only one tap that comes in. The 12th round victory for Orange.Sphynx. 4-round lead over Phoenix, and they're starting to run away with it once again, Garrett.
Orange feels that they're real close to getting this win and going on their way towards DreamHack. The pause coming in from Phoenix, trying to find out what they need to do. The economy is real low. If they elect to buy this round, it's going to be a low buy force, and it's going to get to the point where it's going to start to get a little risky. You see them talking it over right now, trying to find out what to do. But right now, the control is on Orange's side. Looking good so far with the strategies they've been calling. GFI coming in huge on that rotation there, catching the player going in towards connector. Without that kill, that defense would have been a lot better.
So Garrett, if you are Phoenix, what are you going to be talking about right now? It's not enough to just implement a different strategy. You've got to keep your mental game strong here to not lose the final 4 rounds.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm not, in terms of what they can talk about, Orange has been showing, so far has shown themselves hitting both sides of the map, not really showing any kind of trend on either part of it, so they don't know exactly what they're going to be doing. But it looks like another A rush is coming in.
I love this aggression being displayed by Orange.Sphynx. They're trying to capitalize on the fact that they are very mechanically skilled. Eve going to be picking up the first kill on the Mish. Now GFI on the Corges and Jasmine on the Kohabe. 3 down for Phoenix, but Orange has taken a lot of damage in the process. Argent with 3% HP. Jasmine is on a 21, but they find another kill onto Alel. It's just going to be Aurel, and she is on, well, I guess the right side. The bomb started rotating towards B.
Aurel knows something that we don't know because she hasn't rotated at all.
200 IQ play, but it's not going to be enough. Alaska finds the round-winning victory here. 13-8. It's only 3 more rounds that separate Orange.Sphynx from heading over to Spain.
I would love to see Orange just keep up the momentum and just keep it fast, and all these strategies has been working out for them so far. You see the op, though, first time on this map for both teams coming out on Alel. She is the opera of that team. But Orange has enough money for all that utility. They can do a rush, they can do an execute. They have all the money in the world to do what they please. And it looks like they're going to go towards B relatively quickly. This might be another rush.
It's looking like it's going to be that way. 2 going to be diverting off towards top mid, making a very, very quick push towards Cat. And exactly right, Gary. They're trying to just play off the fact that Phoenix is on their back foot. Aurel finds the first frag onto E, but is quickly going to be traded out by Argent. Alaska now finding one onto Mish. The arena is getting so loud in here as the action is getting hotter and hotter and hotter by the minute. A 4v3 scenario, 13-8 as it stands between Orange.Sphynx as they look to take away their 14th round victory, but it's not there yet. The bomb has been planted on B site. The rotation coming in through kitchen. Well, it's going to be going back out also through CT spawn for Phoenix. They're not going to be able to take this one away.
Yeah, Phoenix has to save these guys. There's no point in trying to get through that kitchen into B. It's one of the hardest sites in CSGO to retake, especially if you don't have a flanker going through the B palace. Trying to get through that window. Trying to get through that window in the hallway through the kitchen is just too hard if you're going to have no one towards catwalk. So electing to save those weapons, keeping that op going forward. Alel needs to find a way to make that op become a little more protective. You saw the smokes coming in from Orange in middle, giving absolutely nothing in terms of vision for Phoenix to try to find an early pick. And Orange keeping up that momentum and just rushing. Are they going to continue doing it? Because right now, they're setting themselves up to maybe do another A rush and just keep it going from A to B, A to B. That's the trend they've been doing so far.
One more round win coming in for Orange.Sphynx will be a guaranteed, at least overtime. And then after that, it's one more round victory to take them into the victors category for this final best of 3 of the championship day for the ZOWIE Divina Women's Asia CSGO Championship. But it's not sealed just yet. You can still see a big comeback coming from Phoenix. We've seen it in previous games, but it's not going to be easy whatsoever, as now we see at least the most standard play coming out of the second half from Orange.Sphynx.
Yeah, going into a default setup. Haven't thrown a fake just yet. But right now, just trying to find out if Phoenix is going to make an aggressive play, because usually when teams go down this much in a half, they get a little desperate and they want to make a play. You see a lot of mid pushes or underground pushes towards B. So Orange trying to be smart, not trying to get caught off guard on their back foot when they have all this momentum behind them. Electing to play it smart, scout out their options, and it looks like they're going to go back to their bread and butter A take with GFI flanking late. It's worked so far, but right now Phoenix has 3 players towards the A site that are going to be able to defend. It's going to come down to these entries.
Going to be setting up something here on A site. The ramp is being prepped and ready, and now the execute comes out here. They're going to be trying to dominantly get a hold on the A site. One member more from Phoenix going to be rotating here through connector as GFI gets spotted down and taken out by Aurel. Trey coming back in for Alaska, but DeCorgaze spots her out and is able to drop her. 3v4 scenario as DeCorgaze gets dropped out. It's going to be even in terms of personnel. 3v3.
Going to be stuck towards that connector. No one on the spawn side, just Alel with the op trying to find a way to rotate through. That's going to be a big battle between her and Eve. If Eve picks up this kill, this round is going to be over.
Oh man, Alel going to be wrapping around CT. She's got her crosshairs set and ready to pop down onto Eve and is able to find the first kill. 3v2, but Kohibe is taking damage, dropped down to 40% HP. Argent gets dropped down instead, and Alel with the final kill onto Jasminism. With the bomb planted, they will be going for the defuse and picking up their 9th round victory of the second half.
That all came down to Rel finding that pick on the push through ticket. If she was going down there, there was no way they were going to be able to retake. So good job by Alel for recognizing the danger that someone was pushed up towards it. I believe they had it spotted from the staircase. Phoenix finding the second round of the half. But look at the economy on Orange's side. They are loaded, ready to go. Phoenix keeping 3 alive there, able to support theirs just a little bit with the op from Alel. Alel's been unable to find really anyone with that op so far in the initial part of the round. Can she make something happen with it right now? She needs a big play. Phoenix definitely needs someone on their team to step up and give them some life.
Phoenix is going to need multiple big plays here if they have any hope set on trying to counteract the round victories that have been put up by Orange.Sphynx so far here in the second map of the best of 3. The A execute is being prepped and ready, though. Utility will start to fly here in just a few seconds' time. And Orange.Sphynx is just really doubling down here on these very aggressive plays, Garrett.
Yeah, going for just when you're up 14-9, they're just electing to keep it safe, keep it simple, and just rely on their skill in trading. Trying to enter this into this A site. Molly's coming in. DeCorgaze find that pick through the smoke and sandwich, getting traded up by GFI. Misho making the aggressive play towards try.
Trades back and forth. 3v3 scenario as Alaska and Eve get dropped down for Sphinx. Mish and DeCorgaze is going to be dropped down for Phoenix. But it's still anyone's game. The bomb going to be at least planted on A site. Spray going to be trying to come in from the smoke for Kohibe and is not able to find the connections. And now they have to play off of this. They've got to not drop this round. If they do, well, it's definitely not going to be spelling anything victorious here for Phoenix. Spray coming in is able to find the frag on the Jasmine. As now just 2 remain on behalf of Orange.Sphynx. Holding on to Tetris will be GFI. She finds the kill onto Aurel. Now a double onto Kohibe. And that's going to be it. The round victory comes in. It's at least going to be going into overtime, but it's match point for Orange.Sphynx to walk away with a 2-0 victory here in this best of 3.
Only had 1 molly on that retake. Alel had it in her inventory. If she threw that towards the firebox and flushed out the play that was there, that round was in the bag for them, but they elected to go through underneath the balcony. I believe Kohibe would have, I believe she spotted her towards the firebox, so maybe a missed call there, or potentially didn't see him, but that was a giant mistake on that retake. You need to flush out the firebox because it's always been a threat. In the end, 15-9. Phoenix trying to claw their way back. Low utility across the board. They need a big play. They can't just sit back on the heels and let Orange.Sphynx execute them constantly on A. It becomes too costly because very rarely do you hold that site with keeping 3 or 4 alive. You need to get your economy on your side, and you need a big play. But right now, they're on the back of their heels, just hoping that they're going to be able to hold. Phoenix waiting for any kind of aggressive, Orange waiting for any kind of aggressive push across the map. Phoenix playing really passive, though. Making no aggressive plays just yet.
Wrapping back around T-spawn, though, this is going to be another A execute for Orange.Sphynx, Garrett, and they're looking to try to take down not just the round win, not just the map victory, but the entire tournament, that ticket over to DreamHack if they can win this final round. It is going to be played off of, though, a little bit slowly.
They're doing it dry. This
Is not going to be expected by Phoenix at all. They are starting to really see some movement come out. Alel able to find the first frag onto Eve. Going to be traded out. 2 kills now on behalf of Orange, and it's just going to be a 2v2 now as trades come out left and right. Alaska and GFI trying to do huge things here for Orange.Sphynx as the bomb goes down.
Aurel only has the 1 flash in their inventory. It's a hard retake to have. They have control of CT spawn. Anything can happen right now. GFI is the one alive with Alaska. 19 and 20 kills respectively on either player. They are on fire completely, and Aurel needs to find a way in this.
Flash could be popping out. Is able to connect on the GFI. Takes her. Aurel popping around the corner, not able to. Oh, she is able to find the spray. Alaska goes down and out.
They don't know she's
going
there.
For the defuse right now, but GFI still remains undetected. Is not able to find the spray. Aurel on the GFI, and the defuse comes out. They are at least able to stall the victory for Orange.Sphynx here in the 24th round.
That was actually a perfect call by Orange to do that, because the fact is they have someone in the CT spawn. They did not expect GFI to be hiding in that corner. Unfortunately, the smoke was blocking her vision, so she wasn't able to find a connection on the person defusing. But right now, Phoenix, 15-10, 5 opportunities for Orange to clear the map off. Aurel having a game, though. 25 kills so far for her team. Really stepping up huge, trying to find some life. That might be the round they need to get some momentum behind them.
We'll have to wait and see, though. A dry run coming out here from Orange.Sphynx in the previous round. Definitely caught Phoenix off guard, but Phoenix was prepped and ready, as it looks like it's going to be a full push over towards the B side of things. Bomb going to be rotating here through the apps as 2 of the members take a dominant hold on top mid and now start to rotate through catwalk. Only 2 members of Phoenix are going to be on site on B, and well, the first frag comes out. Aurel is able to spawn out Eve in that transition on Cat, takes her down and out. 1 more member. It's going to be Argent on the catwalk, but a trade comes in. Mish going to be dropped down. Alaska goes down as well. Argent taking a lot of damage, but is going to be dropping Aurel a 3v3 scenario in match point.
Perfect time by Orange, but Phoenix did a really good job having the mollies to delay the rush as long as possible for the CTs to rotate. Kohabi finding a pick on Argent. I'm not sure where she found that, but that might have been a big mistake by Argent, playing a little too aggressive. No need to, but Jasmine, no, playing in this corner here. This is a very awkward angle that teams don't like to peek out too often. She's going to get aggressive behind it. Alel getting that, finding that pick. GFI on her own. She's won these rounds before.
Not able to find the second kill, though, and Alel will be taking down GFI, and they've got enough time. The bomb defuse will be going off, making this 15-11. Still in favor of Orange.Sphynx, still going to be match point, but Phoenix is clawing back.
Yeah, this is what they need. Found the last 2 rounds in a row. But again, the economy is not set, so they don't have the best utility in the world for this. But the pause coming in from Orange. Orange has been keeping it very simple so far in the latter half of this map.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no reason to make it complicated. They just need 1 round. All it takes is 1 round of good trades. Maybe a lucky bounce towards their favor. But in the end, something small is all they need. They don't need it complicated. Do you see the coach right now giving his team some ideas of what they could potentially do? Selling them down, try to make sure the map doesn't get out of control with the momentum now that's going to be shifted towards Phoenix's side.
Perhaps one of the most impactful rounds of CS competitive that any of the members of Orange.Sphynx have played to date. With such a young roster absent of GFI, well, they are looking to do big things and set big names for themselves off of this ZOWIE DIVINA tournament. Match point going to be underway here in round number 27 of map number 2. And we're already starting to see Orange.Sphynx going back to that same very aggressive strategy.
But I want to see if there's going to be something different, though. They called a timeout. They're doing something, a very strat that they've done plenty of times before. But what tweak did they decide to do on this strat? There's got to be something different about how they're going to approach this site. Maybe it's going to be aggression towards connector. Whatever it is, something has to change on the way they've done this. But this time they're going to have no flank, or they're going to overload with 5 players.
Decorge is going to be popping on a flash, not able to find any type of connection just yet. But the push is coming out. It's going to be at least a pretty big execute coming out.
Perfect.
Argent going to be dropped down. Eve out of the game. Alaska as well. GFI dropped down very low. It's going to be a 4v2 as it stands. Marked at a 4v1. Jasmine gets dropped down, and Phoenix picks up another round victory. They're starting to come back, Garrett. Are they going to be able to tie this up 15-15 in 3 rounds?
They definitely can. The molly, so now that Phoenix has gotten some money behind them, they've been able to buy these mollies, and each time that Orange has tried to make these executes towards A or B, the mollies have slowed them down and done a lot of damage. That's been the big change in what Phoenix has been able to do to hold these sites. And right now, Orange has got to decide what they need to do going forward. They got to change something just a little bit. That molly, though, that Phoenix threw on that initial start of that round when they tried to make the execution really helped them out there, and that's what basically gave them the round to delay Orange enough. But you see GFI going with an AK armor. She's going to lead her way into B or try to find a pick. Or, towards middle.
2 holding top mid. This isn't the aggressive cap push that we have seen from the top mid players of Orange.Sphynx so far in this game. They're going to be having 3 in that top mid position. 2 holding on to the, at least B app's route of things, especially going to be the bomb with Eve.
Don't count this round out just yet. GFI has done this strategy before where she buys the only rifle on the team and she finds picks for them. Aurel playing really aggressive catwalk. This could be the opportunity they need.
Spray comes out, trying to find the connections through connector, and is not going to be able to do so. Or Alaska gets dropped out. Kohabe down to 23 HP. Molly's come in, trying to at least zone off any of the members here in this mid territory. A minute left for Orange.Sphynx to try to get that bomb plant down, trying to secure their 16th round victory. But it's not been easy for them in the last 2 rounds, Garrett.
That's the pick they needed. GFI opening up towards B. She's going to be, sorry, Mish is going to be all alone towards B if they want to hit that site a little bit quick, but there's no rush. GFI trying to find that opening for the team coming up to the B plat.
Now the push comes out. Eve going to be dropped down by Mish, but the trade comes out here from Jasmine, and that's going to at least open up B site for the members of Orange.Sphynx to get the plant. The rotation comes in from CT around that CT spawn area, now into market. They're going to be trying to find it, but they're not going to be able to do so. Jasmine with the pistol kill onto Kohabe, and there it is. It's going to be a 2v2 scenario. GFI, she's still got the AK prepped and ready to spray down onto Alel and DeCorges, but she is going to be spotted out and dropped. Just going to be Argent, a 1v2 with the bomb down, waiting for that defuse. It is going to be effectuated. Only 1 more second, and she's not going to be able to get it.
Unfortunately, unable to connect. The bomb was just not planned enough for her. DeCorges defused it pretty far back, maybe expecting the potential that someone was in the B platform. Maybe it was just luck, who knows, but DeCorges on that retake coming up huge. Find those 2 kills on the retake. Absolutely huge by her. Had a couple mistakes earlier on in the match, but right there showing the importance of her frags. Good job by her.
Orange.Sphynx has been trying to find this map winning round for the last 4 rounds, all having gone the favor of Phoenix, working off of a 6-round deficit and have now closed it to 3. They're halfway there, but they still have more work to do.
I like this strat, though, going fast towards B. They understand Mish is having a hard game, only 7 kills total, but Aurel with the molly getting extinguished, and Eve going to find the initial pick. Mish is going to be stuck alone, getting squeezed by all angles.
It's going to be a 2v4 scenario, heavily in favor of Orange.Sphynx. They find another one. Alel goes down. GFI going to be dropped down as well, though. Just DeCorges with 12% HP as 3 of the members of Orange.Sphynx look to take down this round victory and the map victory in total. DeCorges is going to be slowing it down just a little bit. It's do or die here, and with 12 HP, she's going to be rotating around Cat. She's trying to spawn out Eve, who only has 6% HP as well. 1 tap will do it, and that's going to be Orange.Sphynx walking away with the victory. They have stamped the ticket over to Valencia, Spain for DreamHack. Get those suitcases packed up and ready. You're leaving China and you're going over to try to compete on the grand stage to walk away with a huge prize.
You know, I love the face that Argent gave after that win. It was a big sigh of relief. She was just, thank God we ended up pulling that out. That got very scary near the end. Look at the excitement from the team. Congratulations to them. Absolutely crazy game. Looked a little bit scary there near the end. Phoenix was making their way back, and they had everything going on, but a perfect call by Orange to split towards B, understanding that every time they've gotten B so far in that second half, they were able to entry their way in, and going through that round, step by step, finding the entries was perfect. Good job by them. Excellent call.
Congratulations to Orange.Sphynx. Let's throw it over to the stage for the interview and the award ceremony.
Orange.Sphynx 取得第2个去西班牙的一个资格。Congratulations, guys, on getting the 2nd ticket to head to Valencia. And please, will the whole team join me in the center? You guys are really emotional just now. And I really want to ask about it because yesterday you guys dropped to a lower bracket. And today you had to play back-to-back matches. And some of the matches were extremely intense. How are you guys feeling right now? And what do those tickets mean for you guys?
I think it means the world to us. And we've been practicing really hard. And we came up here to do our best, not just for ourselves and for our country. And you can see everyone's crying. I'm not crying yet, but probably going to burst into tears soon. I'm sorry.
It's okay, take a deep breath. You guys have it. You guys got it. It's still kind of surreal right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me just quickly translate that. 刚刚也是问了他们取得第2个名额的一个感受，那也是非常非常激动，因为昨天他们先掉到了败者组，而且今天又要一路打上来，又连打了2场比赛，而且比分都非常非常的接近。那现在他们的确也是比较激动。那 Guys, now is your time. Anything that you want to say? You want to do your shout out to the friends that's been supporting you throughout this entire journey.
So we would like to thank everyone that's been supporting us at home. Basically our parents, my mom, our parents, her mom and everyone, dad and stuff. Our friends, our best friends, people that has been helping us throughout this journey. We would like to thank them so much from the bottom of our heart. We've been playing it as well as we can, not just for ourselves, for our country. And I hope you guys are really proud of us that we're going to, you guys ready? That we're going to Spain.
You all want to do a shout out? This is your moment.
Thank you, especially to my parents who have always been supporting me, and I'm so glad to be in this team.
Thank you to my parents, my friends, and Mr. Frank, and all our supporters.
I'd like to thank my family, my team, Mona, our coach, and everyone who's been advising us on before this tournament. And I'm really happy.
You don't want to say anything? Thank you to my parents and my team, obviously Ramona and the others. They taught me a lot throughout this whole journey and all my CS life. I'd like to thank Melvin also, because he has supported me all. Like, he always accompanied me to tournaments and stuff. And our coach and Lukman and Mr. Frank.
We have one last shout out.
Huh?
We have one last shout out.
Yeah, please.
We're going to say for Naren, right? Say thank you to our coach, Naren. Okay. Thank you to our coach, Naren.
Wait, not yet. Not yet. 那刚刚也是，他们也是对他们的家人，还有以及不停支持他们的亲朋好友们，也是说了一些很感谢的话。那接下来，我们也请另外一支在稍早前取得资格的7PM 一起上台。接下来我们要请卓位代表 Prasad 一同上台进行这个颁奖仪式。Prasad 从2003年就已经打过了非常多的比赛，当时也是打了 CPL 亚洲区的一个资格，取得了冠军。那现在虽然已经是变成了一个幕后工作人员，虽然已经褪去了选手的身份，问题是他现在还是不停地为电竞做出了很多的贡献。
Thank you, Mito. First, let me say it's a great honor for me to be up here. When I was a player, this is the part I hated the most, having to listen to somebody you don't care about give the long, boring speeches. So I promise you that's not what I'm going to be doing today.
Prasad 刚刚也是说到了，他以前作为选手的时候，就最讨厌这种环节，就是要听人家不停的在说。那他今天他保证不会是这样子的，他会尽可能的简短。
Divina is all about providing aspiring female professionals with an opportunity, a platform to compete and be seen. Now,
这次的比赛其实也是为了打造一个平台，给所有想要打职业的女子选手一个很好的发挥、一个表现的一个机会。
So with Divina, we do not only the events, but we have a product line that brings attention to women's esports and helps create conversation about women's esports. So let's keep the focus on the women and not keep talking about colored products.
不只是赛事要支持女子电竞，他们同时还有一系列的产品，也是为了让更多人能够认识到女子电竞。那我们现在也是不要仅仅关注这些产品，我们要更关注在场的这些女性，以及所有想要打比赛的女性。
As a former professional myself and someone who has been part of the industry before there was an industry, I want to thank all the players for being such consummate professionals and for giving us some really enjoyable Counter-Strike to watch. Not just the players here on stage, but everyone that took part in the tournament. The reason why I'm smiling a little bit is because when my colleagues will be the first to tell you, when we were in the viewing room, I had many fanboy moments watching the girls play, so that's why I'm a little embarrassed.
作为一名前职业选手，在这个整个环境、在领域还没有完全成熟之前，就已经参与到其中。然后他也是非常非常享受这次比赛，也想感谢所有的参赛选手，因为的确打得非常非常好。或者他自己在楼上看比赛的时候，也是被选手的打法所吸引。
Once again, Divina is about supporting women's esports, and we want to further support the two teams that have qualified here. Just like they got to practice on the zones in the practice room before competing here on stage, we would like to give every player here a Divina XL2546 monitor. We'll have it home to you in time so that you guys can practice with the monitor before you travel to Spain. This will be the exact same monitor that you will use at DreamHack Showdown.
Divina 这个系列就是为了帮助女子电竞。那这次无论是在训练的时候，还有比赛的时候，选手也都是在使用 ZOWIE Zone。那 ZOWIE 也是决定了，为了继续帮助两队继续做训练，为了接下来赛事做准备，也是送了 Divina 系列的显示器，让他们能够有良好的训练环境。
And lastly, I'd like to say something not just to the people here, but also to everybody watching at home. The best way to support women's esports is to continue to watch events like this. Show sponsors, show organizers that there is a demand for events such as this. Congratulations once again to both of you. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys compete against the best in the world in Spain.
大家能够帮助女子电竞最大的一个方法就是继续收看这些比赛，继续让所有的赞助商、赛事方都知道女子电竞是非常非常有潜力的。那其实我们今天 Pro 已经说完了，那我们其实最后再次恭喜两队。Congratulations once again。那我们最后也是把时间交还给解说。稍等一下。
What an incredible end to this tournament. Garrett, it's been incredible to watch this take place. But ZOWIE Divina coming in full with this, fully funding this event by their own right, providing these women with an invaluable experience to really take away from this and now lead into DreamHack Valencia. Well, ZOWIE kind of thought, what would we be able to do here? Would it be the prize pool that would be important for these women, or would it be the bigger opportunity to go to an international stage and walk away with potentially the opportunity to win that and the prize money that comes along with it?
Yeah, it's definitely about the opportunity. We don't see enough women's, I was going to say CSGO events, but just overall across all games and platforms, we don't see enough events overall. So the fact that they're getting this opportunity to go to DreamHack Valencia and represent their countries just shows that the opportunity is there. We need more events like this. And honestly, it's just great that Divina and ZOWIE have been teaming up to do this exact thing. We saw with PUBG earlier this year, late last year. And it's just nice to see them continue. We want to see more events like this going forward across all games.
And again, even furthering their support here for these women, each member of of those two teams are going to be walking away with a brand new ZOWIE Divina monitor, the same exact monitor that they will be playing on at the DreamHack Valencia Showdown, and that's going to give them the opportunity to really become comfortable with the different settings that they'll have to at least encounter when they head towards Spain. But Garrett, another thing that I think is important for us to talk about as we've met some of the personnel here from ZOWIE Divina, it's that they didn't just send anyone to represent their company here at this event. They sent some of their best, some of their seasoned individuals, and I was hoping maybe you could talk to me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, like you see the presenter that was up there. I was Prasad. He was a former Counter-Strike player that I had the pleasure of playing against back in CGS, 12, 13 years ago. He's been a big supporter for CS in the Southeast Asia region, and at the same time been huge for women's Counter-Strike and gaming overall in general. So he's been a vital part of that growth in the region, and it's great to see him involved in this. Again, people that are involved in this tournament have been around the scene for years with a plenty of experience across all tournaments, all games, everything you need, and they have that support, and it's just great to see that it's built up from gamers in the past and that it's basically supported by us as well. So it's just great to see that along, and it's just like the importance that he has in the Southeast Asian region is kind of like if you want to compare it to Alex for WNV in China. Yes. He has that kind of impact in that region, and again, it's not just about that region overall, it's just CSGO gaming in general for women across all around the world, and it's just great to see events like this, and you want to see more of it.
And that's kind of the thing. You talked about it. Even with such an accomplished resume, ZOWIE Divina, they don't have titles at their company. Their mantra is do the work until people know your name. And well, if there are 10 individuals who I think took that mantra and really effectuated a game plan around it, it's 7 p.m. in Orange.Sphynx. Certainly everyone in the Asian region and around the world now know their name.
Yeah, exactly that. And I'm very curious. I want to see how they're going to do in DreamHack against the best female players across the globe. It's going to be a really tough team. You're going to see a lot of players that everyone is familiar with. And the women here today, look at them having fun in the back, just loving it. They're looking to make a name for themselves. And we can't just forget about the players that unfortunately didn't qualify for DreamHack, but overall the 6 teams that didn't, they came here with got an invaluable experience and the opportunity to come to an event like this that otherwise they wouldn't have that chance.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Garrett, on behalf of myself, Esquire, as well as Garrett and the entirety of ZOWIE Divina, Emba, Pyrotechnics, Woofy, everyone who took place and helped put this event on, we thank you so much for joining us over the last 4 days to watch some of the top-tier competitive CSGO from the Asian region be played out. But that's going to be all for us until the next ZOWIE Divina event. Make sure that you tune in to the DreamHack Valencia Showdown to cheer on 7 p.m. in Orange.Sphynx. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.